Good evening, football fans, and welcome to another Friday night football action here at Warriors Stadium. As Kelly Foster and I look forward to bringing you guys another Central Warriors football game. Tonight, the Warriors welcome in the Abingdon Falcons for Homecoming 2018. Again, Sturgill Sports Media for the Warrior Nation blog is proud to present this Warriors football action. We'd like to thank tonight's game sponsor right off the bat, and that is Morgan McClure Chevrolet Buick and Cadillac in Coburn, Virginia. Their phone number is 276-395-3333. Again, you can check out their new and used inventory. Again, that's Morgan McClure Chevrolet Buick and Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia. Our first down sponsor for tonight will be Sturgill Sports Media. We'd also like to thank here real quickly our other game sponsors in the past at Shade Tree Landscaping. Again, Morgan McClure in Coburn, Virginia. England Consulting Group, Evans Sturgill Photography, and Lonesome Pine Country Club. We've got about 12 minutes here in some pregame action. The Central Warriors band is out on the field. This is actually Abingdon's band out here on the field before the game. Getting a little pregame festivities here on Homecoming again 2018. Again, Kelly Foster joins me here tonight. And Kelly, we were with you guys last week and saw the Warriors kind of come up on the short end against a very good Graham G-Men team. Again, the Warriors coming in on a 3-game losing streak after that initial Week 1 victory against Eastside. And tonight, again in Homecoming, they'll face the Abingdon Falcons, who also enter coming off a loss. What can you tell us about tonight's game?
Well, first of all, from the Warriors aspect, we need to win. We need to win. We're 1-3 overall, 0-1 in the Mountain 7 district, and again, tonight's game is a Mountain 7 district clash. And so, for the Central Warriors, we need to have something positive happen, and we need something positive to happen early on in the game. Now, one positive that I did see during the pregame warmups, as many of our listeners may or may not know, last week, starting quarterback Isaiah McAmus went down early in the first quarter with an apparent knee injury. He was on the field tonight during pregame warmups, getting loose, getting ready, and he is listed in the probable starting lineup. So it looks like the Warriors will be with their starting quarterback for tonight's game against Abingdon. So that has to be a huge. I'm trying to think of the word I want to look for here, but it's a shot in the arm for the Warriors. So, that should give them some confidence coming into tonight. McAmus on the year is 28 out of 58 for 352 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year. And but the biggest thing I think he brings to this Warrior football team is his leadership ability. So
yeah, you mentioned the Warriors trying to get off to a fast start here tonight. Again, they're fresh off of 3 straight losses. And, this is the 3rd home game the Warriors have had, and they've had some different starts. On that Week 1 against Eastside, they came out, had really good field position there in the first quarter, was unable to punch it into the end zone early on. The Warriors still came out victorious in that game. And then last week, we saw them against Graham, and several times there in the first half, the Warriors would drive the ball down the field, even on the opening possession, got the ball all the way down inside the 5-yard line before the drive stalled out, and the Warriors had to settle for a field goal. And unfortunately for the Warriors, that would be the only points they would put up until late in the fourth quarter. But the Warriors seemed to be able to move the ball with some success early in that game. Just unfortunately could not cross the end zone until late in the game.
I was talking with some people this week, and I think one of the keys to tonight's game, and really the key to our entire season to this point, is what happens when you get into the red zone. So far this season, take away the game against Eastside, we have moved the ball exceptionally well between the 20s. And then once we get inside the 20-yard line, it seems like we have some self-inflicted things that occur, and we have been settling for field goal attempts or turning the ball over or getting penalized and taking us out of field goal range. So these are things that we have got to clean up tonight going in against this tough Abingdon team.
Yeah, against Graham last week, you mentioned those self-inflicted wounds. The Warriors were down 14-3 in the second quarter. Had the ball again inside about the 5-yard line with a chance to really cut into that lead, and then a couple lost yardage plays, and then I believe they had maybe a false start penalty, and then Ethan Mullins filling in for Isaiah threw that interception in the end zone there in the second quarter, and Graham was a good team, don't get me wrong, but that drive that stalled out and the impending interception by Ethan really seemed to take a lot of the wind out of the sails of the Warriors that night. And then Graham, there in the second half just really took off and put the pedal to the metal and left the Warriors in their dust.
Yeah, I think when you look at our games this season, you see the final score, and a lot of times the final score take away the Ridgeview game because we got handed to us pretty good in that one. But aside from the Ridgeview game, when you look at the Graham game and you look at the Virginia High game, you can really trace back in those games just a couple of plays, a series of plays here and there that really swung momentum in the opposing team's favor. So we've got to take advantage of those opportunities tonight. We got to take advantage of those plays that seemingly don't show up in the box score, but they're big during the course of the game, and hopefully that provides a better result for us in the end.
Yeah. So as you mentioned again, the Warriors really need a victory tonight. Again, 3 straight losses. We haven't seen a win out of our Warriors program since that Week 1 victory over Eastside. And welcome in Abingdon, and your first thoughts would be, here comes a AAA team into Warriors Stadium, and now the Central Warriors trying to find a win has to figure out a way to defeat a team that's a classification ahead of us. Abingdon comes in tonight with a 2-3 overall record. Again, they are in the Mountain 7 conference with the Warriors, and I believe Abingdon is 2-0 already in the conference. Is that correct?
As far as I know, going back and looking through the research this week, checking over the records, that's what I came up with as well. And it is really kind of confusing to me, though, that we have a 3A team playing against a bunch of 2A teams. But yeah, it is what it is.
Actually, Abingdon is 3-2. 3-2 coming in, and not 2-3. Their 3 wins are against John Battle, against Gate City, and then a couple of weeks ago they were able to defeat Christiansburg, a team that I'm going to assume you or I really don't know a whole lot about. Again, that's kind of up there a little ways, a team that the Warriors really don't have to worry too much about. But again, Abingdon did defeat Gate City and John Battle earlier in the season, 2 teams that the Warriors have yet to face here in the conference, 2 opponents that the Warriors football team, if they want to have any success in this regular season, will probably need to look at trying to defeat in the upcoming weeks. I believe the Warriors have John Battle next week on the road, and then we will welcome Gate City in here at home. So Abingdon does have a few wins, but looking at their schedule, it almost seems like they've sort of had the opposite setup of schedule. The Warriors have had to face a lot of tough opponents early in the season, and perhaps Abingdon's had a slightly easier start.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. I know from the games that you and I have been to, Chris, and really looking back at last week, that Grand football team that we saw really, really well coached, really athletic, explosive. They were fun to watch. They had a lot of athletes on that team. Be interested to see what Abingdon looks like here tonight. They, Abingdon got off to a rough start for their season. About a week before the season started, their head coach at the time, Darren Reed, resigned, went to Gate City, took over as defensive coordinator there, and Abingdon went out and hired Garrett Ambergy. So if you don't know a lot about Garrett, Garrett is a former graduate of J.J. Kelly High School and played quarterback there during his time. And now he is the head coach of the Abingdon Falcons. So they had to make a quick turnaround early in the season. And now Garrett comes in here with his team 3-2, 2-0 in the Mountain 7, looking for their 3rd win.
Yeah, I looked up last weekend, Abingdon faced Hidden Valley, another team that, the Warriors really don't have to worry too much about. I don't know much about Hidden Valley, but coming into that game, Hidden Valley was 0-4. And Abingdon was 3-1 when that game started, and Hidden Valley left Abingdon with a victory. So it was Hidden Valley's first win of the season against Abingdon, and again it dropped Abingdon down to 3-2. Watched a little bit of film and footage on them today. It looks like they have a pretty well balanced attack. They can throw the ball, so it seems like in games that you and I have broadcast to the Warriors Nation out there, it seems like we bring in the passing attacks. Eastside threw the ball around, Graham threw the ball around, and by all indications that I've seen today, led by their quarterback, Gabe Booth, Abingdon seems to like to throw the ball around.
I think we bring 2 things. I think we bring good weather because, again, another beautiful night here at Warrior Stadium, and we bring in these spread teams that like to pitch the ball around the yard a little bit. And watching Abingdon warm up, they go with a spread-style offense, and they like to attack you through the air. So we're going to see it. That seems to be the theme that we have seen in the games that we've done. And it seems like it's going to be the case again tonight.
Yeah, again, another beautiful night here at Warrior Stadium. We've had about a week-long spell of rain Sometimes some pretty heavy rain. I know at least over the last 2 days we've had some rain pretty much all day throughout the day and the night over the last 48 hours. But today it's been an absolutely gorgeous day. We commented last week, it seemed like we were stuck in summer. And today especially, I think that rain has sort of brought in a little touch of fall, little crisp temperature in the air. Still not quite there yet, but it's starting to feel a little bit more like football weather here in Southwest Virginia.
It's starting to feel like football tonight for sure. And even though we've had all the rain, it's awesome that we're playing on AstroTurf here tonight. We don't have to worry about it.
That is correct. We're down to about 2 minutes left here before the game kicks off, and the Warrior Band is on the field, and they're going to perform the national anthem. So we will step aside and let the Warriors Band perform the national anthem. Again, another outstanding job by the Warriors Band in performing the national anthem. Again, the Warriors Band under the direction of Mr. Ben Harding. Again, those performers doing a great job, a hard-working job as again they prepare here for the football season and all of their competitions and things that they have to do as well. And we'd like to mention the cheerleaders as they're in the end zone here preparing for the Warriors football team to come out onto the field. Again, we've got about 45 seconds until kickoff. It looks like we'll be a little bit behind that as the referee is currently standing at midfield as we await the captains and the coin toss. Both teams gathering up in the end zone for tonight's action. Again, we have Central Warriors coming in tonight with a 1-3 overall record, 0-1 in the Mountain 7 Conference, and we've got the Abingdon Falcons coming in with a 3-2 overall record. And 2-0 in the Mountain 7 Conference. So we've got our first home Mountain 7 Conference contest. The first time we've brought you an interconference matchup here this season, and we hope that we can bring you another Warriors victory. So Kelly, here we are. It's homecoming. It's another big night, especially if you are a football player, even if you're a cheerleader or anybody involved in what goes into a big game like this. It's homecoming. There's usually a dance at the school at some point. I believe that's tomorrow night. We'll have the crowning of the king and queen during the halftime tonight. It's it's one of those big games that that you always circle on the schedule. Homecoming is a game you want to win them all, but homecoming is a special one.
Homecoming is special. This is something this has been building all week long with the different days that the cheerleaders come up with during the week, the Decades Day, the Back to the Future Day, all the kind of stuff that they had. They had Hawaii Day this way. I think it was like different kinds of themes. And then today's Warrior Day, and all centers around this football team taking the field tonight and trying to pull out a victory. And so, we're going to see what happens. And hopefully these guys come ready to play some football tonight, and we'll see what goes on out here in just a few moments.
Yeah, you mentioned it's homecoming week, and all the students participated. They dressed up, and again today it's all about the Warriors' pride and wearing your red and black, or your red and gray, or your red and silver, or just your Warriors T-shirts in general, and supporting the Warriors. We've had the opening kickoff, and the Warriors won the kickoff and has elected to defer. So Abingdon will receive the opening kickoff here as both teams again gather up. Actually, the Abingdon Falcons already gathered up on their sideline. The Warriors over here in the end zone waiting to run through the banner made by the cheerleaders. Can't quite make it out, but
it says the happiest homecoming on earth. It is a Disney theme.
That is
for this homecoming.
Yeah, the dress up days were all Disney themed. I know Monday was pajama day for Sleeping Beauty, and then you had the Lilo and Stitch Hawaiian day, and all those specially themed days. Again, not only is that big for the football team, but it trickles down to all the kids. We have kids in the primary school. They look forward to these dress up days. I've talked to a lot of moms. They don't always appreciate them because extra work on them to get their kids prepared to those dress-up days, but I believe the kids really like it.
Yeah, sometimes you're running around about 10 o'clock the night before or heading out to the Walmart trying to find something. But, yeah, all the hallways at Central High School were decorated this week in a Disney theme. So the students are ready, the players are ready, the fans are ready, we're ready, and it's almost football time here at Central High School.
That is correct. We're about prepared to tee it up here. The Central Warriors game will kick off to the Falcons here to get this game started. Players are now lining up. The officials going over the last few-minute instructions. Again, we'd like to thank the game sponsor for tonight, Morgan McClure, Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia. Give them a call at 276-395-3333 and check out their new and used inventory. Again, we are now set up for the opening game kickoff. It is homecoming 2018 here at Warriors Stadium, and we're about to get underway. Abingdon Falcons have two guys back deep set to receive the kickoff. We will say this, Abingdon has white-on-white uniforms with silver numbers. It is very difficult to make out the Abingdon uniform numbers. They received the kickoff at the 20. They'll return it out to about the 31 or the 32-yard line, so Abingdon will start the game at their own 32-yard line with first down and 10.
Yeah, we'll see what Abingdon does coming out here on first and 10. Their quarterback, Jaden Booth, is a 5'11", 150-pound junior. Seems to have a strong arm. By watching him in the pregame warm-ups and seeing some highlights on our local newscast a couple weeks ago, we'll see what Abingdon does to start this football game.
And Abingdon comes out in white-on-white uniforms, the Warriors with red-on-red. So we have a little color war uniform, both teams sporting the silver helmets. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off. It's a run to the left. He crosses the 30 out to about the 35, so Abingdon will have a gain of about 4 yards here on first down.
Yeah, it looks like a little zone read play there, and good pickup for Abingdon there on first down. So we're going to be second and about 6.
Looks like the running back for Abingdon is number 23. That's Martin Lucas. Again, the quarterback is number 9, Gabe Booth. And Abingdon comes out with 3 wide receivers set. Booth fakes the handoff, throws it over the middle on a slant pattern. That's a little high for the intended receive right about the 40-yard line. It will fall incomplete and bring up an early 3rd down and 7 for the Abingdon Falcons.
Ball got tipped there by one of our linebackers. Couldn't quite make out of his number, but very good job getting his hands in the air. Looks like Abingdon's going no huddle early on.
So a pivotal early 3rd down here for the Falcons. They come out with 4 wide receivers this time. Try to draw the Warriors off sides, and I believe they will draw them off sides. So it'll go from 3rd down and 7. You'll mark off the 5 yards, and it'll be now a very more manageable 3rd down and 2 for Abingdon.
And that's what the no-huddle offense can do. It gets you kind of discombobulated, for lack of a better word, kind of gets you up to the line of scrimmage in a hurry, trying to figure out where you're supposed to line up, and then they go on a different count. You jump off sides.
So now it's 3rd down and 2, so Abingdon will shift and just have 3 wide receivers. Again, Booth, the quarterback. He hands it off, and it's up the middle. He crosses the 50 into Warriors territory at about the 48-yard line. So on 3rd down and 2, Martin Lucas with a huge first down run to extend the drive for Abingdon.
Yeah, it looks like the running game starting off tonight's got our defense on its heels. Now Abingdon, again, going into the no-huddle, lining up with 2 receivers to the near side and 2 to the far side.
Again, Booth in the shotgun set. He gives off some signals. A man goes in motion. It's a fake handoff. Booth elects to keep it himself and runs it up the middle. He crosses the 45-yard line, is finally brought down at about the 43-yard line. And Kelly, he looks to be ready to hurry it up and go no huddle again.
Yeah, they're going quick. They came with a jet sweep action. The quarterback kept it, got up the middle there. Booth kept it, got picked up a good gain on first down.
The Warriors trying to stay fresh on defense, jogging guys on and off the field. Isaiah Reynolds sprints in to play defense here on this particular play. Booth calls through the snaps. He hands it off to Martin. Martin comes up the middle. He's met by a host of Warriors in the backfield. He's brought down at about the 45-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard loss. And again, Kelly, it brings up another third down here for the Abingdon Falcons.
Good job there by Logan Mullins, fighting through the trash on an offensive line and getting in the backfield and making a stop. So here we go, 3rd down and long now for the Falcons.
It'll be 3rd down and 7. Again, Abingdon going no huddle. They're not in much of a rush of a no huddle. They're just not huddling up when they get the play call. Abingdon comes out with 4 wide receivers, 2 to the far side and 2 to the near side. Booth takes the snap, drops back, throws it over the middle. He hits his receiver, who crosses the 30-yard line. He'll finally be brought down at about the 28-yard line. So it'll be a pass for about 17 yards and another Abingdon first down.
Yeah, there was confusion there in their secondary. Somebody blew a coverage. Receiver was wide open for the first down.
Again, the Falcons going no huddle. They all look over at the sideline to get the play call. Again, they have 4 wide receivers set, 2 to the far side. Booth takes the snap. It's a play action. He chooses to keep it. He dodges a few tackles, runs it up the middle, will finally be brought down at about the 25-yard line. So what looked like maybe a loss of about 1 turns into a gain of about 4 that time by Booth on the play action.
Yeah, tackle was made by number 65, Zach Roberts. Good job by him. But this no huddle has got our defense on its heels, and Abingdon looks good early.
And the Falcons go no huddle. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off this time to Lucas, who goes around the left. He's got a first down. He's inside the 10. Finally pushed out of bounds. Actually, they're going to call him out of bounds, Kelly, at about the 12-yard line. So it'll be a gain of about 13 that time from Lucas on the left-hand side, and Abingdon's driving.
Yeah, they've got us guessing here, and this zone read is so tough. You know, is it going to be a give? Is the quarterback going to pull the ball and keep it? Now Abingdon's got the ball first.
Again, Abingdon, all the players look
Actually,
over.
It's 1st and 10.
1st and 10. 1st and 10 at the 12. Abingdon, again, going no huddle, but in no big hurry as all the players look over to the sideline to get the play call. They come out with 3 wide receivers. Again, Booth in the backfield, joined by Lucas. Booth takes it. He throws it for a swing pass to Lucas, who slips and falls. Finally, the Warriors will meet him at about the 8-yard line. He slipped at about the 12-yard line, Kelly, which would have been about a no gain, but he's able to keep his feet and pick up about 4 yards to make it 2nd down and 6.
Great job there by Lucas, putting his hand down, not allowing his knee to touch the turf, which in high school would constitute a ball.
Again, Abingdon looks over the sidelines. They'll have 2 in the backfield this time. It's Lucas and number 41 joining Booth in the backfield. This time just 2 wide receivers. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off to Lucas, who goes up the middle. He's met by a couple of Warriors at about the 6-yard line, so we'll give him a gain of 2 and make it another 3rd down this time and 4. Again, so far Abingdon's picked up 2 third downs. They're looking for a 3rd here to keep this drive going.
Yeah, that was a different look by their offense with 2 backs in the backfield. Had a wing to the right who pulled. Look, that's more of a power set from Abingdon.
In the Warriors, hurry up and scramble. They hand it off to number 41. He runs it up the middle. Looks like he's going to be close to a 1st down. It's going to depend on the spot. The 1st down looks like it's just shy of the 2-yard line. Still waiting to see where the officials spot the ball at, and it looks like they're going to spot him at about the 3-yard line, Kelly. So instead of a 1st down, it's going to bring up an early 4th down and 1 here from the Warriors' 3-yard line.
Really big play early in the game here for this Warrior defense. If you can hold this Abingdon offense out here on 4th down, you know, a lot of positive momentum.
Abingdon's making some substitutions, so they're going to go in the power I formation. This time Booth goes under the center. He hands it off to the fullback, who powers his way up the middle. He'll have a 1st down as he crosses the 2. They're going to spot him down at about the 1, so it'll be 1st down and goal for Abingdon at the Warriors' 1-yard line.
Yeah, their offensive line got a great push on that 4th down play, picked up a 1st down.
It's the first time we've seen Abingdon go up under the center that time with their quarterback Booth. Again, this time they look like they're going to huddle up, try to get a play call now, and no big hurry this time. Actually, the line actually does not huddle.
That is interesting. I've never seen that before.
The wide receiver and the quarterback huddled, and now the quarterback is huddling with his lineman. Again, Booth goes up under the center. That's very unique, and it's a quarterback sneak by Booth, waiting for the signal, and there it is. It's a 1-yard quarterback sneak by Booth for the touchdown. Make it Abingdon 6 and the Warriors 0 with 7:40 left here in the 1st quarter.
I've watched a lot of football. I have never seen a quarterback huddle with his backs and receivers, then huddle with his offensive line, only the quarterback sneak into the end zone.
Yeah, that was very different. That was a very unique play right there. Like I said, quarterback sneak. You kind of wonder what the receivers needed to know, unless maybe it was just a
play off,
kind of like a little decoy. There's the snap, and the kick is up, and it is good. So with the extra point, with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left here in the first quarter, it'll be Abingdon 7 and the Warriors 0.
Well, here's what we've learned from Abingdon in the first 5 minutes or a little less than 5 minutes of this football game. They like to go. They like to go fast. They're going to throw the football. They're going to run the football. They're going to huddle with different position players on their team and run football plays. That's what they're going to do. And I think this tempo is very difficult for a defense to try to keep up with.
That's true. You know, we talked about the Warriors need to get off to a good start. They had their opportunities there to maybe get off to a good start. Again, I think Abingdon converted 3 third downs, or actually they converted 2 third downs on that play. On the third down, they came just a little bit short, which made it a 4th and 1 that they did eventually pick up. So the Warriors had their chances to get the stops on that opening drive, but unfortunately for them, Abingdon was able to pick up the first downs, extend the drive, and it led to 7 points for the Falcons.
And that's what you talk about. You talk about those little plays over the course of a ball game that turn into big plays at the end. You know, that 4th down play there was huge.
Yeah, that's what the Warriors haven't been able to do early on in the games is, you know, keep those drives going, especially inside the red zone. And we've seen them stall out here at home several times, you know, inside the 20-yard line. So Abingdon is set to kick it off. We've got Matthew Boggs and C.J. Crabtree back standing at about the 7-yard line. There's the kickoff. Matthew Boggs will receive it at about the 8-yard line. He crosses the 10, runs it up the middle to the 20, and he'll be brought down right at the 20-yard line. So the Warriors will have a long field ahead of them if they want to try to tie this game back up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the Warriors come back here on the offensive side of the football. You see the quarterback, Isaiah McAmis, again. He's going to take the helm tonight after being injured in last week's game against Graham. Player to look for on the offensive side of the football for the Warriors is C.J. Crabtree. He's the team's leading rusher. He's got 63 carries for 302 yards and 3 touchdowns on the year. So C.J.'s their workhorse. Let's see if we try to maintain ball control, keep that fast-paced offense of the Falcons off the field.
And the Warriors start the game tonight with 3 wide receivers, C.J. Crabtree in the backfield. The wide receivers are, let's see, we've got Damon Lester, we've got Dylan Short, and then we've got Ben Brickey to our near side. Again, C.J. Crabtree joining Isaiah McAmis in the backfield. McAmis drops back to pass on first down. He rolls out to his right. He sidearms a pass to Dylan Short on the sideline. It'll be caught for a short gain. It'll go down for about 4 yards. So the Warriors come out on the first down play here, the first play of the game for them, and throw a pass.
Positive plays are important now. McAmis wanted Mullins down the right sideline, but Abingdon took that away, so he went to his check down there with Dylan, picked up 4 yards.
So it's second. Now they're going to give him 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7 here for the Warriors. Now the Warriors come out with 4 wide receivers. Again, McAmis in the backfield with Crabtree. He hands it off to Crabtree, who goes up the middle. He won't get much, maybe a yard. Again, he was met by a lot of Abingdon Falcon defenders up the middle, and it'll go down for a gain of 1. So an early 3rd down and 6 here for the Warriors.
That was a simple play off the left side, which last week against Graham turned into big yards. Looked like Abingdon did their film work last night.
Yeah, early in that game against Graham, those runs up the middle by Crabtree worked well, but in the second half, Graham was able to really, you know, shut those runs down. Again, the Warriors were unable to pick up a first down in that second half until late in the 4th quarter. So it's 3rd down and 6. McAmis in the backfield, joined by Crabtree and 4 wide receivers. McAmis takes the snap, but I believe one of the receivers moved early. It'll be a false start, and so now the Warriors going backwards. It'll be 3rd down and 11.
That's just one of those things as an offense is that you cannot have. You've got a 3rd and 6, which is a little bit longer than you would like, but it's still manageable. Now you get backed up to a 3rd and 11. You know, we stated we need to keep the Abingdon offense off the field. You don't want to get a 3-and-out early on and get those guys back out there.
Again, a false start penalty by one of your wide receivers is typically pretty unexcusable. Again, the wide receiver is supposed to be looking in at the ball when the ball is snapped. They typically can't even hardly hear the quarterback's snap count. But, again, one of the receivers moved a little early. So it brings up a 3rd down and 11. Again, Abingdon picked up 2 third-down conversions on their opening drive. The Warriors take it. McAmis pitches it out to the left to C.J. Crabtree. There's not a lot of room there. He'll pick up about 2 yards, just barely across the original line of scrimmage. So on the opening drive here from the Warriors, playing a little conservative with that little pitch and toss right there, and so the Warriors will be forced to punt.
Yeah, the Warriors went with a bunch formation to the left there on 3rd down. They tried to pitch it out to C.J., tried to get outside, and nothing was there. looked to cut it back in. Abingdon was all over it. Like you said, Chris, pretty conservative out of the gate for the Warriors.
So Noah Bowling stands at his own 9, awaiting the snap. Again, Abingdon's receiver set at about the 45-yard lines, waiting for the punt. The snap is high. Bowling comes down with it. Actually gets a pretty good punt away. It's across the 50. It'll take a bounce at the 49. Finally trickle out of bounds at around the Falcons' 45-yard line. Yeah, they're going to spot out of bounds at the 45. So pretty good job right there by Noah Bowling. High snap. He was able to field the snap, had some pressure coming in his face, and a good punt to at least put the Falcons back on their own side of the field.
That was a great job by Noah. That was disaster. I had disaster written all over it. Number one, the snap was high. Could have went through the end zone. Number two, Abingdon came with some pressure. Noah got the ball off. And now here comes this Abingdon offense who this may be the only time we see them huddle is the first play of a drive.
Yep, so with 6:05 here in the first quarter, the Falcons lead 7-0. Again, the Falcons come out with a 3 wide receiver set. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off. It's a run up the middle for very little, if any, gain that time by Lucas. They're going to give him a no gain, so that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
Good job by our defensive line. Number 65, Zach Roberts, there on the tackle for the Warriors. Abingdon to the line again here, 2nd and 10. We'll see what Booth and company have in store.
Again, going no huddle again. Booth goes through his pre-snap cadence. He drops back to pass. He rolls out to his left, avoids the sack. He throws a little short pass to Lucas, who breaks 1 tackle. But good job by the Warriors, who bring him down with a gain of about 4 yards out to the left. He's still just shy of the 50-yard line, and again brings up another 3rd down and long here for the Abingdon Falcons.
It has a good open field tackle there by Tyson Tester. Tyson came up on the running back there who had leaked out of the backfield, grabbed on, and then got him on the ground. That's what we have to do. We got to get people on the ground.
Again, the Falcons still trying to get the play set here. They'll come out with 4 wide receivers joining Booth and Lucas in the backfield. Booth takes the snap. He drops back. He's got some pressure. He throws a little short pass to the 50-yard line. Good tackle right there by the Warriors, as it looks like Abingdon will come about 2 yards short of the 1st down. I believe that is that Tester again on the tackle.
That's Tester again on the tackle. He is the Warriors' leading tackler coming into the game tonight with 20. So good job there by Tyson. He was man-to-man with the receiver coming across the middle, did a good job defending, and now it's a big 4th down for the Abingdon Falcons.
So with the ball across midfield, the Falcons will elect to go for it here on 4th down and a long 1 yard. Booth takes it. He hands it off to his fullback, who sidesteps. I believe he is short of the 1st down. Good job right there by the Warriors to trip him up. He's going to be about a yard short. It was a play, design play run to the fullback off the left tackle. Good job by the Warriors on the trip-up tackle, and they'll get a turnover on down. So big stop here early in the game.
Good job by the Warrior defense there. The tackle was made by number 9, Josh Price. Great defensive possession there for the Warriors. Tyson Tester, 2 big tackles there on 1st and 2nd down, and then or on 2nd and 3rd down, and then Price there on 4th down, making the big stop. Now, can McAmis and company on the offensive side of the ball have an answer?
So that's a huge momentum play for the Warriors, who now take over the ball on their own 46-yard line. So they'll get pretty good field position here to start off their 2nd drive. McAmis in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He hands it off to C.J. Crabtree, who looks to go right. He'll be met at the 45-yard line, so he doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and so far here on the first 2 drives, it's been pretty tough sledding for C.J. Crabtree.
Abingdon's defensive line is totally dominating right now. Our offensive line is going to have to get a push, or it's going to be a long night for a running game.
It'll be 2nd down now and 11. The Warriors so far breaking even on their first 2 possessions. I believe they've gotten exactly 0 yards total so far through their first 4 plays. They elect to huddle up and get the play. The play clock is down to 7. But the Warriors are going to have to hurry if they want to get this play off. McAmis again in the shotgun. He receives the snap with 2 on the play clock. It's another handoff to C.J. Crabtree, who goes up the middle. He bounces it out to the right. He'll get it out to about the 48-yard line, so some positive yards, but Kelly brings up another 3rd down and long.
Yeah, we're behind the sticks early in the game, and that's something that you don't want to do against a good football team like Abingdon. So C.J. Picks up a few there, and it really, again, the Abingdon defensive line getting penetration, getting hands on Crabtree early, and he's not got a lot of running room early in this football game.
So the Warriors elect to pass on the first play of the game, at least on their offense, and since then it's been all runs for the Warriors, but this is clearly a passing down for Central. 3rd down and 8, McAmis in the shotgun. He takes the snap, drops back. He looks to his left, but we have a whistle before the play. I believe we have a timeout that was called just before the snap. The timeout is called for the Warriors. So before McAmus could take the snap, obviously Coach Owens saw something he didn't quite like and chose to call the timeout. So with 3 minutes and 3 seconds, Kelly, we have our first time out here in the first quarter. Again, Abingdon leading 7-0.
Well, it's been a fast-paced first quarter, to say the least. Abingdon takes the opening kickoff, goes down the field and scores. Warriors get the ball, go 3 and out. Abingdon gets the ball on their own 45-yard line. We're able to put up a big defensive stand. And now the Warriors have the football here, 3rd and 8. And we're going to see what Coach Owens and his staff come up with here. You know, it looks like the Warriors are trying to establish the run early in the game. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be getting anywhere fast. So we'll see if they start opening it up a little bit as the possessions continue to pile up.
Yeah, maybe we start to see more of the zone reads or the jet sweeps that we've seen some in the weeks past. You mentioned the game being fast paced. Maybe everybody's here ready just for the halftime homecoming show.
Maybe.
Maybe we want to see who's the king and queen of Central Warriors land. So here we are, 3rd down and 8. McAmus has 3 wide receivers to his left. He drops back to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket. He throws it over the middle. It's caught by Dylan Short at the 35-yard line. He crosses the 30, gets a block. He gets the ball all the way down to the Abingdon 25-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 27 yards for Warriors on 3rd down and long. And the Warriors have their first down at the Sturgill Sports Media Warriors first down.
Yeah, Abingdon brought pressure there on that 3rd and long situation. Isaiah stepped up in the pocket and hit Dylan Short over the middle. Isaiah threw against his body. So great throw and catch there. Now the Warriors are in business.
Warriors come out with 4 guys split out wide. McAmus hands it off to Crabtree. He tries to go left. Not a whole lot going on to the left. It looks like he'll be brought down in the backfield. Looks like a loss of about 4. So, Kelly, as we've said, the Warriors trying to stay conservative with the run game and stick with it. But so far, not a whole lot going on for CJ so far.
Just not there. I mean, they're just shooting the gap, making the play. So maybe we open it up a little more on 1st down. Obviously, the passing lanes are there, so we'll see what goes on here on 2nd and long.
Yeah, McAmus is 2 for 2 through the air, and so far CJ Crabtree don't have these official stats, but he's probably looking at a negative game thus far. McAmus takes the snap. He fakes the handoff. Ooh. It's nearly intercepted. The pass was intended for Dylan Short, who was slanting over the middle, and the only hands it touched that time was the hands of the Abingdon defensive back.
Yeah, we got away with one there. Went with a little play action to CJ, and Isaiah was looking for Dylan Short down the seam. Unfortunately, one of the Abingdon linebackers stepped in front of it, and had he caught it, he would run.
Yeah, again, the Abingdon jerseys, it's very difficult to read who some of the players are here for Abingdon with the silver numbers on the white jersey. There was a flag on the play, but the referee has just signaled that there was no flag on the play. He's waved it off. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and very long now for the Warriors, assuming everything stands. There's actually a meeting right now amongst the officials. Still waiting to see if there's any call. It does not look like there will be one, and there's not. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 14 situation here for the Central Warriors, standing on their own 29-yard line. Again, the Warriors have 3 wide receivers split out to McAmus's left. He drops back. He throws it deep down the right-hand side. That was intended for number 4, Ben Bricky. Looked like Bricky slowed up just a little bit, and the pass overshot him by a few yards and sails out of bounds. So with 2 minutes left in the first quarter, it's 4th and 14 for the Warriors.
Yeah, we tried to hit a big one there. It was man coverage to the outside. Bricky looked like he had a step. Maybe he got tripped up, stumbled a little bit. In any case, the ball falls incomplete. So now 4th and long. You're not in a situation where you can punt it. You're not in a situation where you can try a field goal here. So you got to go for it.
So as we've seen a lot in the past few home games, the Warriors drive the ball down the field.
In between the 20s.
Yeah, get the ball down to the 29-yard line and stalling out just a little bit. Let's see if they can come up with a 4th and 14-yard conversion. McAmus takes the snap in the shotgun. He looks to his left. He's flushed out of the pocket. He rolls to the right. He's going to throw it. He's got a man open. It's Bricky in the end zone.
Yeah,
it's a touchdown. Isaiah McAmus with the 29-yard touchdown to Ben Bricky in the end zone. Great job, Kelly, by Isaiah McAmus extending the play. He was flushed out of the pocket. He rolled out to his right. Bricky, reading that McAmus was flushed out of the pocket, released down the field. McAmus hits him in stride, give the Warriors 6 with 1:52 in the first quarter.
Boy, did this team need that. Great individual efforts by Isaiah McAmus and Ben Bricky. for the touchdown for the Central Warriors as Rogers' kick is up, and it is good.
It is good. So just like that, on a 4th and 14 play, McCamus hits Bricky for 29 yards. And, the Warriors now got that little shot in the arm we talked about. A good early start here for the Warriors. It all started, you go back, Abingdon had the balls up 7-0. The Warriors came up with a big 4th down and 1 stop. Again, a good tackle made by the Warriors. They got the ball back with good field position, drove it down, looked like they were in trouble with a 4th down and long, but McCamus hits Bricky on the 29-yard touchdown strike, and just like that, we're all knotted up at 7.
And this is, for the Warriors, this is exactly what you wanted. You gotta have positive plays. We had positive plays. We overcome some adversity there in that drive. Isaiah breaks the pocket. Ben does a good job going up, catching the ball at its highest point in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Now, can the defense put together back-to-back possessions where they can shut down this high-powered Abingdon offense?
Yeah, now the defensive stop becomes even more important. You've got a little momentum now on the offensive side. If the defense can go out here and now stop Abingdon and keep them from scoring and get that offense the ball back, kind of keep riding that momentum, perhaps the Warriors can, like I said, hang in this football game. Abingdon has 2 guys standing at their own 15 waiting the kickoff. It's another short kickoff. Abingdon will take the kickoff at the 19. He juggles it a little bit, sidesteps the first tackle, crosses the 30, crosses the 35. He's across the 40, breaks a few more tackles. Finally looks like he might have been tripped up by maybe his own man or his own feet. But, again, great job right there by number 23. Again, I think that's Lucas on the return. Should have been brought down 4 or 5 times. Got across midfield and finally was tripped up at the Warriors' 45-yard line. So Abingdon will have really good field position on this drive.
Good return by Lucas, but terrible tackling by the Warriors. You got to put the guy we've said it for 2 weeks now. You got to get these fellas. You got to get them on the ground. We didn't do a good job with that. Now Abingdon with the ball in plus territory.
So all that momentum, we talked about on the kickoff, suddenly swings right back to the Falcons. Booth takes the handoff. He hands it off to Lucas, who goes out to his left. He's met in the backfield, will finally be brought down in the backfield. Again, Kelly Lucas ran about 20 yards sideways, but in the end, it'll go down as a 2-yard loss. And good defensive stop right there on that first play by the Warriors.
Yeah, the tackle was made by Josh Price. You're exactly right, Chris. Football is not an east and west game. It's a north and south game. And so that's a good positive play after that kickoff return there for the Warriors.
Again, Lucas with a good kickoff return, but not a good run there on first down. In fact, he'll come out of the game now, and he'll be substituted again. You can't quite tell what the number is there for the new running back. Booth takes the snap and drops back, but we have a whistle, and it is a false start penalty. So after the good return by Abingdon, suddenly Abingdon going backwards, a 2-yard loss on first down, and now a false start penalty puts Abingdon back across midfield, back into their own territory, and brings up a 2nd down and 17 here with 1:05 in the first quarter.
And this is exactly what you want if you're the Warriors defense. Now you can turn your guys loose and let them go after the passer because this is a passing situation for Abingdon.
Again, Booth, Abingdon has a good pass attack. Booth, the quarterback, comes into this game. Again, I think last week he had over 100-some yards through the air. He comes out on this play with 4 wide receivers. He has 3 to his right, to our near side. He's joined again by Lucas in the backfield. Booth takes the snap. He pump fakes. He's going deep down the left-hand side. Ben Bricky has a read on it. Could not come down with the interception. The pass is completed. Finally, Tyson Tester has to come in and wrestle the receiver down at the 10-yard line. Kelly, on that play, looked like Ben Bricky had perfect position to, if nothing else, bat the ball down. It goes through his hands into the Abingdon receiver's hands, and now Abingdon has the ball 1st down and goal at the Warriors' 9.
Yeah, Bricky was in perfect position to make a play. He went up. The Abingdon receiver just had stronger hands, brings the ball down. Big play for the Falcons.
So the Falcons now at the momentum have 1st down and goal at the 9-yard line. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off to Lucas. He again is met in the backfield as he tries to run it out to the left. He's finally forced over near the sideline. He's moving backwards on that play. They're going to mark him down at about the 12-yard line. So it's going to be a loss of about 3 as the first quarter winds down. We're now under 15 seconds left in the first.
Chris, after the initial drive, the Warriors defense is really doing a good job against this Abingdon run attack. That tackle was made by Ben Stallard. So the Abingdon Falcons are going to let the clock run out here in the first quarter. So at the end of 1, we're tied.
We are absolutely tied. We are tied at 7. Again, we'd like to thank our game sponsor for tonight. It is Morgan McClure, Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia. Give them a call at 276-395-3333 and check out their new and used inventory. Our first down sponsor tonight is Sturgill Sports Media. We'd also like to thank some of our other sponsors from the past at Shade Tree Landscaping, England Consulting Group, Evans Sturgill Photography, and Lonesome Pine Country Club. Again, tonight's game sponsor is Morgan McClure, Chevrolet, Buick, Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia. So again, a big drive right here by the Falcons as they let the first quarter wind down. We're in the process of flipping sides. Pretty good defense so far by the Warriors on this drive. Lucas not finding a whole lot of running room for the Falcons. He's been met in the backfield a few times. And just a great catch by the wide receiver. Ben Brickey for the Warriors unable to come down with the interception. And it has set Abingdon up with a second down and goal here as we get ready to start the second quarter. But for the Warriors, we've pushed them back with the second down and goal, but it's from the 12-yard line. So, again, good start so far by the Warriors.
Good start. Looks like Abingdon's coming out to start this second quarter with trips to the far side of the field, the same formation that they threw the big pass on.
Booth takes it. He rolls out to the right to that side. He's chased out of the pocket. He's met in the backfield. That'll be a sack by the Central Warriors. Didn't know who it was. I believe I see Tester in the backfield no, that's not Tester. That's Matthew Boggs in the backfield. Again, a couple other guys were back there with him. It'll be a sack and a loss of about 3. So that's third down and goal for Abingdon at their own 15-yard line.
Warrior defense on attack mode now, really stepped up, going hard after the quarterback. Big third down now for the Warriors.
Abingdon comes out in an empty backfield. They've got 5 wide receivers. Booth drops back to pass. He looks to his left. He's flushed out of the pocket. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 15, across the 10. He is going to break a few more tackles, Kelly, and that's going to be an Abingdon touchdown. And, for all the positive praise we've given the defense on that drive, especially on the run attack, that looked like a lot like the kickoff return and just some missed tackles by the Warriors.
Had him in the backfield, had him for a loss. 3 missed tackles later, he's in the end zone, and now Abingdon leads the football game.
A great run right there by Booth. Again, the Warriors had him brought down in the backfield. He escaped that tackle, had him again at about the 10-yard line. He broke that tackle. Looked like they had him again at about the 5-yard line. He broke that tackle, and he takes it all the way into the end zone. And so a lot of momentum lost by the Warriors that could have been gained on that drive. On the point after attempt, we have a flag down. Not exactly sure which team it is on. They're not marching it off either direction. It will be offsides. Actually, the official is not exactly sure what to make the call.
It's offsides against the Warriors. It moves the ball half the distance to the goal. So now instead of the kicking team, the offense for the Falcons comes back on the field and attempt to go for 2.
Yeah, so instead of the ball being on the 3-yard line, we'll move it up to the 1.5 yards, and Abingdon, rather than kick the extra point, is going to elect to try to go for 2 now. Again, Abingdon leading the game 13-7. We have 11:20 left in the first half. On the 2-point conversion, Abingdon comes out with 2 wide receivers out to the right. They've got Lester and Booth in the backfield. They hand it off to Lester. He's going to go around the right side, pretty much untouched. And so, what looked like a pretty good drive right there by the Warriors defense suddenly turns disastrous, and Abingdon tacks 8 on the scoreboard. And with 11:20 in the half, they now lead 15-7.
It goes back to what we were talking about in the pregame show, and it's just self-inflicted things that the Warriors do here. I mean, penalties on extra points. We've got missed tackles on kickoffs, missed tackles on 3rd and long down here near the end zone. And, those types of things can be really deflating to your football team. And now we had the momentum. We give the momentum right back, and we'll see now what the offense can do.
Yeah, I believe it was 3rd and goal for the Falcons, and they were on the Warriors' 16-yard line. So you only needed, a couple of stops right there, and you was going to keep Abingdon out of the end zone. But, maybe you can criticize the Warriors' defense, or you just got to give Booth some credit. He 16-yard scamper. He was actually dropping back the pass. Didn't see nothing open, was flushed out of the pocket. Good job by the Warriors line to at least put pressure on him. But, again, a good job by Booth to elude the tackle, and, again, he scampered all the way into the end zone. So Abingdon sets up here on the ball on the 40-yard line for the kickoff. Again, the Warriors have C.J. Crabtree and Matthew Boggs standing at their own 10. There's the kickoff. It is to Boggs' side. He'll take it at the 9. He's across the 10 to the 15 to the 20. He breaks a few tackles. He's across the 25. Finally, the scrum meets him at about the 28, 29-yard line where he will be brought down. So the Warriors now with 11-12, Kelly, need to get another drive going if they want to, maybe tie this game back up.
Yeah, and I would expect the Warriors to come out and throw the football. We've seen success on that. Isaiah McAmis has had a couple of passes down the field where he has eluded pressure and thrown the ball down the field, once to Dylan Short for a big gain, once to Ben Brickey for the touchdown. And I think this Abingdon defense is pretty suspect against throwing football teams. So we'll see what the Warriors come up with here in this drive.
Yeah, going back to that last drive, Kelly, I was just thinking, the Warriors, I don't know how many plays that drive was. It was played, 8 to 10 plays. Warriors did good on like 90% of them. It was 2 plays. McAmis takes the snap. He hands it off to C.J. Crabtree. And again, Kelly, he takes it off to the right, and he's met in the backfield by Abingdon. It's going to be another loss for Crabtree on first down, setting up a long second down situation for the Warriors.
Yeah, there's just nothing there. And I get it. You have to establish the run so they can't pin their ears back and come at you when you're throwing the football. But right now, there's just nothing there. And it seems like every drive we're getting behind the sticks, and now it's 2nd and 13. That makes for a long night for an offensive football team.
Yeah, Dylan Short comes in, relays the next play to McAmis in the huddle. Be 2nd down and 13 on the 3-yard loss by Crabtree. McAmis fakes it to Crabtree. This time he rolls out to his right. He looks to tuck it and run. He runs it off the right-hand side. He's going to pick up pretty much what Crabtree lost on the last play. McAmis choosing to take the knee or take the slide right there, perhaps, maybe still favoring that leg, not wanting to get an injury at this point in the game. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, and he'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
This is one of those danger moments in a football game where you've hung with the team now through a quarter and a couple minutes into the second quarter, and now you don't want to give them the ball back already up a touchdown.
The Warriors have trips out to McAmis's left. He takes the snap. He looks to the left. He's flushed out of the pocket. He scrambles to the left. He pump fakes. He finally makes a throw. It is caught at the 40-yard line. Based on the official, it will be a first down. That's Dylan Short with the reception. Good job by Short knowing where the first down sticks were. He crossed it by about a yard, made a good low diving catch. And, you mentioned, a pivotal point in this game. That's a huge first down by the Warriors on this drive.
That's a great play there by McAmis and a great play by Dylan Short. Off-schedule play. McAmis broke pressure, looked downfield. Dylan did a good job coming back to the ball, but knowing where the first down stick was.
Yeah, the Warriors have had a lot of success tonight on some broken, scrambling plays by McAmis as he has to look for some receivers open. On 1st down and 10, the Warriors handed off to Crabtree, and for one of the first times tonight on first down, Crabtree's going to find some positive yards. He runs it off the right tackle. He gets it out to about the Warriors' 45-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 5 yards there for the Warriors. So now a 2nd down and a manageable 5.
And that's what you got to have, and that's why you do continue to run the ball. You got to make sure you want to keep this defense on its heels.
So 2nd down and 5, the Warriors come out again with trip wide receivers to the left. We have Ben Brickey to our near side. McAmis takes the ball. He hands it off to C.J. Crabtree, who tries to run it off the left-hand side. He's not going to find any running room. It looks like the official is going to get him back to the original or to the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a no gain for Crabtree, and now a 3rd down and 5.
Well, it looks like here, no running room to the left, and we'll see what happens here. They stopped his forward progress. It looked like CJ got pushed back a little bit further, but looks like the official marked him. We got a pretty good spot on that, in my opinion.
So, again, with 8 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the first half, the Warriors trail 15-7. They have the ball at their own 45-yard line. It's 3rd down and 5. This time the Warriors come out with 3 wide receivers to McAmis's right. C.J. Crabtree shifts to the left. It's a screen pass to Jaime Lester on the right-hand side. He breaks a few tackles. He gets it out to about the 50-yard line. Based on the spot kill, I believe they're going to have a first down. You've got to give Jaime all the credit on that play. It looked like it could be a loss of a few yards, but Lester sidesteps the tackle, pushes the ball out to the 50-yard line, and gets just enough for a Warriors first down. Again, that is a Sturgill Sports Media Warriors first down.
Great individual effort there by Jaime Lester. Took the hitch pass. He got a block downfield from Noah Bowling, which could have allowed him to pick up that first down, but really he broke a couple tackles. Great individual effort. So here we are now at midfield. We're in business. 7.5 to go in the first half.
And the Warriors come out with trip wide receivers to the near side. McAmus takes it. He hands it off to Crabtree, who goes up the middle. He will find a few positive yards this time, gets the ball into Falcons territory. It'll be a 2-yard gain on the dive play up the middle, bringing up a 2nd down and 8.
Positive yards on first down, and that's what we got right there. Now we're in Abingdon, on Abingdon's side of the football field. I expect us to go back to the air. It seems like the Warriors are really favoring this trips formation to the right side.
Yeah, I believe McAmus has completed all of his passes but one so far on the night. That one was a dangerous pass over the middle to Dylan Short that was nearly intercepted. Warriors come out again with trip wide receivers to McAmus's right. C.J. Crabtree in the backfield. This time Lester goes in motion. It's the jet sweep to Lester. He tries to run it off to his left. He's not going to find a whole lot of running room. Looks like he's going to be pushed back for a yard. Kelly, I think the Falcons may have gotten away with the face mask penalty. I thought I saw one from here. I don't see a flag on the play. It's going to go down as a yard loss for Lester and bring up another 3rd down and long.
Yeah, no flag on the play, but the Warriors were 1 block away on that jet sweep. That was a good play design, just 1 block away. So now the Warriors are set with a 3rd down and 9 from the Falcon 48-yard line. And, the Warriors have been real successful in these 3rd and longs in the first half. We'll see what they dial up here.
So some late substitutions right there. Dylan Short and Ethan Mullins come onto the field. And we have 3 wide receivers. There's 5 seconds left on the play clock. McAmus takes the snap. He drops back. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He rolls to his left. He throws it up deep. That pass is to Ben Brickey, who makes a one-handed catch. But unfortunately for the Warriors, the official's going to say he was out of bounds. Kelly, it was a good catch either way, and it was on the far side of the field. We can't see if he got his feet down or not. As Warriors fans, we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he made a great catch, but unfortunately the official who had the better angle is going to disagree with us, and it's his call over ours, and unfortunately his is the one that matters.
Would love to see the replay on that. I think he might have been out of bounds, but a great individual effort there by Ben Brickey. Again, Isaiah breaks the pocket on 3rd down. They're getting some stuff off of these off-schedule plays. So Noah Bowling in now to punt for the Warriors.
So the Warriors choosing to play the field position game here late in the first half. Bowling gets the punt away. It's another pretty good punt. Fair catch is signaled by Abingdon inside the 20. He'll receive the punt at the 18-yard line. So with 5 minutes and 53 seconds left in the half, Abingdon leads 15-7, and now the Warriors defense coming out with a huge, end of the half drive. They need a stop right here, Kelly. Worst case scenario, go into the half down 15-7. Best case scenario, you come out here with a quick 3 and out. You give your offense one more shot to score going in at halftime.
Absolutely critical drive for the Warrior defense, especially, trying to contain this high-powered Abingdon offense. We'll see what Abingdon does coming out here with 5:53 to go in a half.
Booth drops back the pass. He looks to his right. It's nearly intercepted by Tyson Tester. It goes right through his hands. Again, Tester playing linebacker. Had a beat on it. Kelly, if he makes that catch, he's probably walking into the end zone for a pick 6. Unfortunately for Tester, he showed why he's playing linebacker, not receiver, as it went right through his hands. Again, that was at about the 22-yard line. Could have been a huge play for the Warriors. Instead, it'll be 2nd down for Abingdon.
I'd say Tyson makes that play 9 out of 10 times, just not that time.
Boo takes the snap. He hands it off to Lester. Lester has no running room up the middle. And so, Kelly, we said best case scenario, the Warriors defense comes up with a quick 3 and out. On 2nd down, Abingdon loses a yard. So it'll be 3rd down and 11 with Abingdon with the ball at their own 18-yard line.
And that was Tester on the tackle. And I got to tell you, early in this game, Tester has been all over the field for the Warriors.
So Abingdon comes out with 3 wide receivers out wide to Booth's right, 1 receiver to his left, Lester in the backfield. Booth drops back the pass. He's hit as he throws it. That was interception by Tester. He's across the 10. He's across the 5. He's finally pushed out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Great job by the Warriors on defense right there. Number 9, Josh Price, hit Booth just as he throws it. Tester was there waiting. He makes up for the first one that he missed, Kelly, and he takes it all the way down to the Abingdon Falcons 3-yard line. So I guess best case scenario, the Warriors get an interception, set themselves up with a great chance for a potential game tying or at least game trimming score.
Nachos for everybody. Nacho with the pick there. Big play by Tyson. He has been everywhere tonight for the Warriors. This Warrior team, you can see the momentum on the sideline. These guys are starting to believe, Chris.
Nachos but no jalapeno since he missed that first one. We got to cut back a little bit. Again, Nacho not messing up the second time around. Warriors come out this time, and unfortunately, a little slow coming out of the huddle. They're forced to call a timeout as the play clock was winding down. It was down about 2 seconds. So, again, a pivotal interception by Tyson Tester right there with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the first half. Again, sets the Warriors up in great field position. And, Kelly, we've talked a lot about the Warriors getting the ball down inside the red zone. We've had some drives stall out, and, you mentioned we're at that pivotal point in this game. Again, the Warriors get the ball to start the second half. Still a long way to go in this ball game, but, the Warriors, they can't settle for a field goal here. They can't move backwards. They've got to get this ball in the end zone.
Yeah, you got to rely on you big fellas up front here. We're first and goal from the 3-yard line. CJ is our workhorse. We're going to put this ball in the end zone, Chris, and you can see the body language of this Warrior football team is beginning to change. Positive things are happening. Looks like we got the trips formation coming out of the timeout.
And trips out to McCamis's right. Crabtree in the backfield. McCamus takes a snap. It's a pitch out to the right. Crabtree's going to go in pretty much untouched. He crosses the end zone. Looks like Abingdon's claiming the ball came out before, but the official disagrees. He's got his hands in the air. He's giving C.J. Crabtree the 3-yard touchdown run on the toss out to the right-hand side. And it takes one play, Kelly, to capitalize on the Tester interception. And now the Warriors, with 5:05 remaining in the half, trail the Abingdon Falcons 15-13. And it looks like they're going to choose to go for the single extra point here.
Yeah, Rogers on to try the extra point. And here's the snap, the spot, the kick is in the air, and it's good.
So, again, Coach Owens choosing not to chase the points here early on in the game. Again, down 15-13, still a long way to go in this game. Coach Owens choosing to, go for the extra point, and rather than go for two. Again, the Warriors have the momentum right now, so you don't want to, chase those points too early in the game. It does give Abingdon – it allows Abingdon to still have the lead 15-14 as they went for two on their last possession. But, again, long way to go in this game. Probably way too early to start chasing those points. When you stay within, 1 point, you still give yourself a chance later on in the game to come back. So Coach Owens looking long-term instead of the short-term right there, but going for one.
Yeah, I think that's a good decision early in this football game. Man, Chris, we got a good one going here at Warrior Stadium. If you're not here, hey, get here.
And if you're not here and you're listening to us, just keep listening to us. And if you are here listening to us, then you're a hardcore fan, and we appreciate you all the much more. You're the true Sturgill Sports media fans if you're here at the game and listening to us. I know of at least one person that's at the game listening to us right now, and he's to my left. So the Warriors line up. Peanut over here. Peanut has to listen to us. He's in the booth with us. If he shows up with some earplugs next time, we're going to take it as an insult. The Warriors line up to kick it off. Rogers tees it up at the 40-yard line. Again, the Falcons with two guys back deep. One of those is Lester, who had the good return last time. This time the Warriors just pooch it. Abingdon receives it at the 40 on a sliding catch. He'll be marked down at the 41-yard line. I believe that's number 5 for Abingdon. That's T.J. Taylor. It'll be more of a fair catch, sliding catch. So, the unfortunate thing about not kicking it deep right there, Kelly, is you give Abingdon a pretty good field position as they'll take over on this drive at their own 40. They're going to mark him at the 42-yard line. And with 5 minutes to go in the half, Abingdon has plenty of firepower to still take his ball down the field and score.
Yeah, but I love the play call there. I love the kick in that situation because that kid had to make a great catch to maintain possession.
So Abingdon comes out again, Booth in the backfield, joined by Lester and two wide receivers. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off to Lester, who goes to his right. There's a flag on the play. Lester breaks some tackles. He's across the 35 to the 30. To the 25, he'll finally be chased out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. I believe that was number 12, Maddox Reynolds, that chased him out. But again, there is a flag on the play. Let's see what happens. It will be a 38-yard run for Lester on first down if the play stands. We're still awaiting to see what the call is. The Warriors defense is pointing at it's on Abingdon. All 22 players on the field are walking back towards midfield, which would give us the indication, Kelly, that it's on Abingdon, but unfortunately the officials seem to be a little unsure of what the call is.
Yeah, and there's a little bit too much of that going on here tonight. The officials look like they're trying to decide what to call, and this is the second time. Listen, this is what I don't understand. If you're going to throw a flag, why do you pick the flag up and wave it off? There's a reason that you threw the flag.
Yeah, and what's curious to me is what was the flag on? I mean, in the area that the flag was thrown, it had to either be a holding penalty or maybe some type of
illegal
formation by Abingdon. But they conferred and decided that whatever the penalty wasn't. And so Lester will be given credit for about they're going to mark him down at the 19-yard line. So it's going to be about a 39-yard run there on first down with just under 5 minutes in the first half. Abingdon has the ball inside the red zone, threatening to score and extend their lead, which currently stands at 15-14.
Yeah, now they finally got their act together and blew the whistle to start the play. I'm sorry, Chris. If you throw the flag, make the call.
Yeah, that's twice we've seen the flag waved off for whatever reason the officials have decided. So Abingdon comes out with 2 wide receivers. Booth hands it off to Lester, who goes out to his right. He's being chased by a lot of Warriors. He's brought down for about a 3 or 4 yard loss right there. He tried to go out to the right, was met by a couple of Warriors, no running room, and good first down defensive play by the Warriors.
Good job, good penetration by the defensive line, and now we've got Abingdon in a second and long here. 2nd and 15 from the 23. Booth brings them to the line.
Yeah, it'll be a 5-yard loss. Booth takes the shotgun snap. He hands it off to Lester again, who this time tries to go left. He breaks a few tackles, has a pretty good lead blocker out ahead of him. Looks like he's going to pick up about 10 yards, which will make it a 3rd down and manageable here for the Falcons. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd down and a long 6, so a huge 3rd down play here by the Warriors defense.
Critical to hold them to a field goal attempt here, Chris. Critical.
Again, the Warriors get the ball in the second half so they can somehow stop the Falcons from scoring. The Warriors would set themselves up to start the second half. Booth takes the snap. He rolls out to his right. He's chased. He has a wide receiver wide open at about the 5-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down. It'll be a gain of about 10. So Abingdon driving the ball down. Not very good defense, not very tight coverage right there by the Warriors secondary. Gives Abingdon a pretty easy 1st down pickup on 3rd down.
Yeah, that young man from Abingdon, I was watching him specifically on that play, ran a great route to the outside.
So it's 1st down and goal for Abingdon at the Warriors 6. They hand it off to Lester off the right-hand side. He breaks a tackle. He stretches for the end zone. They're going to mark him down. The ball came out right there kind of late, Kelly, but unfortunately for the Warriors, the referee on the side there blew the whistle. They're going to mark him down at the 1, so it's going to be a 5-yard gain by Lester, bring up a 2nd and goal now from the Warriors 1.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. We talked about the Warrior offense between the 20s. Well, the Warrior defense between the 20s is looking pretty good tonight, but once we get inside the 20-yard line, we forget how to tackle.
Yep. So the Falcons are going to come out again. They another odd huddle situation there, and again, it's another quarterback sneak off of that. Boo tries to run it in. He tried to sneak it up the middle and then bounce it outside, but the referee's going to call his forward progress down on the play, so he was not able to get that ball across the end zone. So it'll be a gain of nothing, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and goal now from the 1.
Yeah, they actually did us a favor there. I think they owed us one. Is there a flag on the play?
They get back there. They're going to throw a flag and hold on to this flag this time. I believe it was maybe a false start penalty. It's just going to be a 5-yard loss by Abingdon. So instead of 2nd and goal from the 1, it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal now from the 6-yard line. So a little bit of a break for the Warriors there. See if the defense can hold here as Abingdon's backed up to the Warriors 6. Again, we've got Booth and Lester in the backfield with 2 wide receivers. It's a handoff to Lester to the right. He's met at the line of scrimmage, but will fight and pull a few Warriors tacklers inside the 5 down to about the 4-yard line. So Kelly, 3rd down and goal now from about they're going to say it's at the 3-yard line with 2:50 left in the first half.
3rd and goal, and you got to believe this is 4-down territory here for Abingdon. I don't think if we get a hold here on 3rd down, they'd settle for a field goal in this position.
Yeah, you're probably right. The Warriors tacklers need to figure out a way to bring down Lester or Booth here on this huge 3rd down and 4th down play. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off. That wasn't Booth. That was the fullback, number 41. He bounces off the first tackler, bounces it out to the right. He'll cross the end zone, Kelly. So give Abingdon the touchdown, and it's now 21-14 Falcons.
Yeah, another missed tackle down here on the goal line, and the Falcons go up 21-14.
That number 41 is William Seymour. He's also listed as the Falcons linebacker. Not only is he the Falcons linebacker, but he is also the fullback for the Falcons. So 21-14, Abingdon lines up this time to kick the point after attempt. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is up. It's a hard missile kick, and it splits the uprights, Kelly. So it goes from 21-14 to 22-14. So Abingdon takes an 8-point lead. But if you want, again, not a lot of positives you can take with the Warriors because you give up a touchdown. But if you're trying to find something that the Warriors can hang on to, the Abingdon Falcons did leave 2 minutes and 32 seconds on the clock. So the Warriors still have a chance to maybe drive this ball down the field to end the first half. And, we've talked a lot in our 3 games, Kelly, about momentum. If somehow I know the Warriors can drive this ball down and put up points, this is a situation where I think you just need some points. You get the ball back in the second half. Obviously, you'll take a touchdown all day. But if we can somehow or another drive this ball down the field with 2:32 and a timeout still left to call, if we put up some points, go into the half, regroup, get the ball back in the second half, it could be huge for the Warriors in this contest.
I think that would be huge, but I think points are always important, but I would settle for just not giving them the ball back the rest of this half because we get that kickoff to start the second half. We don't want to give them the ball back with the opportunity to put more points on the board before the halftime. So a couple of first downs here would go a long way. Abingdon still with 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, Abingdon has their full allotment of timeouts left. So, first down could be a pivotal play here for the Warriors. If they can pick up some yards and at least show that they're going to get a first down, it could be huge. There's the kickoff. It's going to go to Matthew Boggs, who takes it at the 7-yard line. He's across the 15 to the 20. He's going to be wrestled down from behind. Look like a potential horse collar. I do not see a flag on the play. No flag. They're going to mark the Warriors down inside their own 20 to start this drive, Kelly. So, we mentioned huge possession here. The Warriors starting deep inside their own territory, inside their own 20. Abingdon with all 3 timeouts. Now more than ever, it's going to be really huge for the Warriors to at least get 1 first down. Need 1 first down to at least make sure Abingdon doesn't get the ball back here in the first half.
Yeah, we're still in good shape here. This is a big drive in this football game. And talk about momentum. You talk about those types of intangibles. A lot's going to be said here in the last 2.5 minutes of the first half.
So let's see what the Warriors do to start the drive. They come out with 3 wide receivers to McCamis's right. C.J. Crabtree shifts over to McCamis's left. McCamus takes the snap. He looks to throw it. The slant to Dylan Short. They are going to say it's an incomplete pass. Kelly, Dylan Short looked like he was open. Looked like McCamus may short-armed it just a little bit, skipped it in there. It wouldn't have been a long game, but it had been a gain of about 6 or 7 yards. It had been a good positive first down. So the negatives are you didn't get any yards, and the clock stops.
Yeah, I think Isaiah was trying to figure out who to throw the football to there. I think he had I think it was either Ethan Mullins or Damon Lester on a hitch out to his right. Then he saw Dylan break open over the seam at the last minute and tried to get the ball to him, just came up short.
Yeah, he probably saw Short was breaking open and just didn't give him the ball. And on the next play, Crabtree fumbles. It is kicked loose. It's still loose. Finally, Abingdon will recover the ball inside the Warriors' 5-yard line. Looked like Crabtree and McCamus didn't quite come connected there on the handoff exchange. Crabtree fumbles it. Took a while for either team to really be able to pick it up. It kept trickling back towards the Falcons' end zone. Unfortunately for the Warriors, the Falcons do recover it at about the 2-yard line. So worst case scenario now, Kelly, Abingdon gets the ball back, still plenty of time left, and they've got the ball looking to score again.
Worst case scenario right there for the Warriors. Don't know what happened on the handoff, but all that really matters is first and goal for Abingdon.
Yeah, again, Crabtree wasn't hit when he fumbled. It looked like just a bad exchange between McCamus and Crabtree. The Falcons hand the ball off to Lester, who goes up the middle. And on the first play of the possession after the turnover, the Falcons punch it in. So, Kelly, we've seen 2 turnovers here in the second quarter, one by the Warriors on an interception, and now the Falcons get a fumble. And on the very first play after the turnover, both teams capitalized with the touchdown. Unfortunately for the Warriors, that touchdown now puts them down 28-14 with the point after attempt still pending.
Yeah, this game's had a lot of twists and turns early on, but unfortunately, if you're a Warriors fan, that fumble right there was massive.
Yeah, that's a hugely deflating play. You kept yourself in the game. I'm not saying the Warriors are out of the game, but we talked a lot about momentum, and that really puts a shot in the momentum as the point after attempt is good for the Falcons. And so with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the first half, the Warriors now find themselves behind 29-14. And now, Kelly, I think the dynamic of this drive changes completely. We talked on the last drive, the Warriors were down 22-14. The goal was to maybe Goal 1 was obviously try to score points. Goal 2 was not let Abingdon get the ball back. The Warriors accomplished neither, as the fumble gave Abingdon the ball back with great field position. And just like that, only about 30 seconds went off the clock, and the Warriors went from down 8 to down 15. And, as a coach, someone who's coached football, is it pivotal here for the Warriors to get points, or is it just pivotal, again, to not let Abingdon get the ball back with 2 minutes left?
Abingdon still got 3 timeouts left.
The dynamics didn't change a whole lot. And only about 30 seconds were killed because, on that last possession, McCamus threw the incomplete pass, so the clock didn't run. Next play was a fumble. So the Warriors got the ball and only ran 2 plays, and Abingdon scores a touchdown on the 3rd play after that. And so now with 2:12, the Warriors are down 29-14. The Warriors set up to receive the kickoff. Again, it is C.J. Crabtree and Matthew Boggs back deep, standing at their own 10-yard line, awaiting the kick. There's the kick. It's towards the sideline. It will bounce, and Boggs will field it at the 7-yard line. Not a lot of room to run. He'll get to the 15, finally brought down at about the 18-yard line. So, Kelly, it's deja vu here all over again. The Warriors are pinned inside the 20. 2:06 left to play. Abingdon with 3 timeouts. You need at least 1 first down.
Yeah, you need at least 1 first down. But now, more importantly, you want to protect the football. So we'll see what Coach Owens comes up with here. Deep in your own end, this is a tough situation to be in as a football team who's hung tough in this first half and had some bright moments in this first half. And let's see what happens here as the Warriors take the field.
Yeah, again, another pivotal moment we've talked about. Again, if you want to have a shot in the second half, you really just got to make sure Abingdon does score again. McCamus takes the snap. He hands it off to Matthew Boggs. He's not met with a whole lot of positive yards. In fact, he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. So the first time we've called his name out on a run, he doesn't find any yards. And as we've talked about, Abingdon with 3 timeouts, they're going to elect to call their first of those 3 with 1:54 here left in the first half.
Yeah, they're going to burn those timeouts because they want the ball back to try to score. And we have seen this Abingdon offense is potent and can get in the end zone quickly. Now the Warriors are faced with a 2nd and 10 from their own 18-yard line. So I think you almost, even though they have 2 timeouts left, and even though an incomplete pass stops the clock, I think you got to kind of put the ball in the air here.
Yeah, because you got to look at if the Warriors just run 3 straight plays and don't pick up a first down, Abingdon, the Warriors have to punt and
they've come close on a couple of those punts of getting the hands on it.
Yeah, you figure if the Warriors don't pick up a first down, 10, 15 seconds is all they're going to kill off the clock. That's going to leave Abingdon with still, about a minute and a half, assuming they use their timeouts, and they'll probably get the ball. I know Bowling's had a few good punts tonight, but again, it's high school punting, high school special teams, so anything can happen. You figure Abingdon gets the ball at the best for the Warriors, at the 40-yard line, and we've seen Abingdon can score pretty quickly if they need to. McCamus takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree, who goes to the right. He's met in the backfield at the 15-yard line. So it looks like it's going to be another loss for C.J. Crabtree on the ground, and as expected on another lost play, the Falcons call timeout as the Warriors now faced with a 3rd down and long situation.
Yeah, the Falcons defenders are just pinning their ears back and coming. It looks like, the Warriors are content just to run the football here, especially now, 3rd and long, deep in your own territory. I'm not sure you put the ball up here. I mean, it's a tough situation to be in, but again, we've created this situation.
Yeah. So, you run the ball and you're looking at, again, 5 to 10 seconds runs off the clock. Abingdon calls their final timeout again. They'll get the ball back with right at a minute and a half. If you throw a pass and it falls incomplete, Abingdon saves the timeout. Again, gets the ball with a minute and a half left. I don't think the timeout is really much of an issue as far as letting Abingdon save it. I think, again, I'm not Coach Owens, but maybe you look to try to maybe throw maybe a screen pass or something that, will try to get you, it'll keep the clock running. Maybe you can break a few tackles, get some blocks out front, pick up a first down. We'll see what they do. Again, Warriors with 3rd down and 12. McCamus drops back. He's going to pass. He's flushed out of the pocket to his right, and with no one open, he just throws it out of bounds to avoid the sack. And so with 1:39, Abingdon will get the ball back. They will save that 1 timeout. And when it comes to field position here, it's all on the leg of the punter, Noah Bowling. Yeah,
we'll see. Abingdon came close to getting a couple of Noah's punt. Noah had excellent did an excellent job getting a punt off in the first quarter. The snap was high. We'll see what pressure Abingdon brings here.
Bowling stands at his own 3-yard line for the punt. River Carter stands in Warriors territory just inside the 50, waiting to field it. Bowling takes the punt. He gets it away, chases River over. It gets a good Warriors kick. He fields it at the 44-yard line, breaks a tackle. There's a good block by Abingdon. No flag on the play. He's across the 40. There's a flag. As Abingdon crosses the 35 across the 30, he's finally tackled at the 30-yard line. But I believe a lot of this punt return is coming back for a block in the back, as we see a flag way back at the Warriors, or actually the Abingdon 48-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not so sure it was a block in the back more than it was a defenseless player. I'm not sure what the crackback rule in Virginia high school football is, but Zach Roberts, he got hit from the front, but he was unprotected, I guess you would say. You know, that's a big word they're using in the NFL now. So.
I guess we should wait before we, just assume to pass judge, but the referees are meeting again. They're maybe trying to decide.
They may wave this one off,
maybe decide if this one needs to stand or not. It will stand.
It's targeting.
Looks like targeting. A hit to the head. So that's a huge break for the Warriors. Abingdon got the return all the way down to the 30-yard line. Instead, they'll march it all the way back to Abingdon's own 33. So it'll go down. It's a 37-yard loss there on the penalty. But again, Abingdon with 1:20 to go and 1 timeout, even though they're on their own 33-yard line with a 15-point lead, you have to assume they'll probably take a few chances here and see if they can extend the lead going into halftime.
Oh, sure. You want to go. You want to try to get some more points on the board if you're Abingdon, and not necessarily even a touchdown, but their field goal kicker looks like he's got a leg to kick it from around 35 to 40.
So Booth comes out with 4 wide receivers. He rolls out to his right looking to throw. He's forced out of the pocket. He is hit in the backfield. Huge hit right there by number 65. I believe that's Isaiah Reynolds on the sack. He came in, just blasted off the end. He catches Booth in the backfield. It'll be a sack and a loss of about 8. So good first down play right there by the Warriors defense. May pretty much prevent Abingdon from tacking on any points here before the half.
Ben Stallard also in on that sack for the Warriors. He actually leads the Warriors coming into the night's game with 3 sacks.
So Booth in the backfield, he's looking to pass again here on second down. Another big hit right there by the Warriors, and the pass comes up incomplete. So now, Kelly, the situation's a little different. We got 42.4 seconds left in the first half. Warriors down by 15. Abingdon has the ball 3rd down and very long left, way back at their own 24-yard line. The Warriors do have a timeout of their own. Maybe if the Warriors can get a stop right here and get the ball back, you can at least take a shot. Maybe
Absolutely.
Try to get some points here before the half. Let's see what Abingdon elects to do here on 3rd down and 19. Again, Abingdon look to maybe extend the lead here before the half, but going nowhere and actually going backwards thanks to Isaiah Reynolds' the sack. Who takes the snap? He drops back looking to pass. It's a little screen pass. He's open. He crosses the 40, or he's to the 40, and he'll pick up a 1st down as the Warriors tackler meets him from behind. The tackle is by Maddox Reynolds. The tackle pushes him out to the 45-yard line. Now Abingdon looking to race up to the line. The clock is stopped on the 1st down. We've got 32.5 seconds left. Abingdon up in the line of scrimmage. They need 55 more yards for a touchdown. They're looking to get the play. The referee signals the ball in play, and Abingdon chooses just to spike it to kill the clock.
Yeah, on the previous play that picked up a 1st down, that's great play design. Just a wide receiver screen. The blockers were out in front. Picked up big yardage there for the 1st down. Abingdon then comes to the line, spikes the ball, preserves their final timeout, and now they're faced with 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
And 29.7 seconds remain here in the first half. Abingdon leads by 15. Booth drops back to pass. He's met in the backfield by about 4 Warriors, breaks a tackle, and finally throws the ball out of bounds. And there's going to be a flag on the. It's going to be a flag on the play. We'll have to wait and see what this flag is. But Kelly, again, you got to give some blame to the Warriors tacklers. They had him sacked, and they let Booth get out of it, and then finally give him a chance to throw the ball out of bounds. Let's see if it's going to be a rough in the pass or if it's an intentional grounding penalty here, either on the Warriors or the Falcons.
Yeah, the players were moving in the opposite direction. I thought there for a second. I'm so used to watching the NFL because anytime you hit a quarterback now in the NFL, it's a flag.
Kelly,
so now this is intentional grounding.
Actually, you just put your hand up towards the glass here. I believe that's going to be a roughing the passer penalty on Sunday against Clay Matthews. So you got to be careful anymore what happens in the NFL. But luckily for the Warriors, it goes their way. It's going to be an intentional grounding. So, again, Abingdon was driving. Let's see what they look to do here. The clock is running now with 18 seconds. Booth drops back to pass. He throws the same screen pass that they threw last time on third down. This time, the Abingdon Falcons are unable to connect on the pass. It will fall incomplete. And so, with 13 and a half seconds left in the first half, it'll be 4th down and 24, and Abingdon will be forced to punt.
Yeah, good defense there. That's the way our defense needed to step up here late in the first half. Abingdon now sends their punting unit onto the field. If I'm the Warriors, I'm coming after this thing.
The Warriors have 9 guys up on, or actually 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage. It looks like Tester and Maddox Reynolds and Ethan Mullins are back deep. Abingdon gets the punt away. Ethan fields it at the 35-yard line. He fumbles it, finally falls on it at his own 30-yard line. So with 6 seconds left in the first half and the Warriors down by 15, they'll take over the football on their own 29-yard line, and you would have to assume at this point, Kelly, they'll just take a knee and go in for the half.
Take a knee, get into the locker room, talk about what you need to do to come out in the second half. You do get the football, so we'll see.
Yeah,
see what happens.
We'll talk more about how the first half shook down here at halftime. Again, it's an extended halftime tonight. Again, it's homecoming 2018. You look out to the end zone to our right, and you can already see the band in the homecoming court lining up for the halftime festivities. I believe halftime tonight is 20 minutes as we honor all the homecoming court for the Central Warriors, all the underclassmen, the princes and the princesses, I guess, and the kings and the queens. And our assumption was correct, Kelly. Isaiah McAmus takes the snap and he takes the knee. The clock expires here in the first half. And with one half of football in play, Kelly, it's Abingdon Falcons 29, the Central Warriors 14. And, good hard-fought game by the Warriors. Again, coming off 3 straight losses. There were some times in there to really get some momentum. The Warriors hung in, definitely not implying this game is over by any means. Several times the Warriors cut it back to not a tie game. They cut 15-14. They were down by 1. Abingdon drove down the field, scored a touchdown, and then that huge fumble by C.J. Crabtree deep inside of the Warriors' territory gave Abingdon that late first-half touchdown that, for one, it sucked the momentum out of the Warriors team, and secondly, it gives Abingdon that 2-score lead that now the Warriors have to figure out how to fight back from.
I got to tell you, Chris, this is an entertaining first half. From the first drive to the last drive, a lot of action going on up and down the field. I thought our guys showed a lot of fight in that first half. Unfortunately, those plays that we talked about in the pregame show show up. We had those last week against Graham where we had the opportunity to cut the lead to 4. And then, this week, we get the ball, we're down a touchdown, allow a fumble, puts Abingdon up 2 scores here at halftime.
Yeah, just to recap the first half and how everything played out. Abingdon came out on the opening drive, marched all the way down the field, picked up 2 critical third down conversions, failed on the third, but it left a 4th and short that Abingdon picked up the 4th down conversion and ended up punching it into the end zone for an early 7-0 lead. The Warriors got the ball back, marched it down the field, and had a 4th and 14 situation of their own from the Abingdon Falcons 29-yard line. Coach Owens' bunch elected to go for it, and on a scrambling play by McAmus, he was able to find Dylan Short in the end zone for a touchdown strike that knotted the score back up at 7. Abingdon came back on their next possession, marched all the way down the field, punched it in for a touchdown. On the point after attempt, the Warriors jumped off sides, which allowed the ball to be moved up halfway to the end zone. Abingdon elected to go for 2. They converted that 2-point conversion to make it 15-7. The Warriors cut it to 15-14 after Tyson Tester intercepted the ball inside of the Falcons' 20-yard line. He ran it all the way back to the 3. On the next play, the Warriors punched that in for the touchdown to cut it to 15-14. Abingdon marched right back down the field on their next drive, scored a touchdown, extended the lead to 22-14. Warriors got the ball back with just under 3 minutes left, looking to perhaps just run out the half or at least, not let Abingdon get the ball back after an incomplete pass by McAmis on second down. The Warriors botched the handoff exchange between McAmis and C.J. Crabtree. The fumble was recovered by Abingdon at the 3-yard line, and on the very next play, Abingdon punched it in for the touchdown to extend the lead to 29-14, and that's where we stand at right now at halftime. Again, it's the Abingdon Falcons leading the Central Warriors 29-14 here at the half. Again, our game sponsor for this evening is Morgan McClure Chevrolet Buick and Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia. Give them a call at 276-395-3333. You can check out their new and used inventory. Again, we'd also like to thank Sturgill Sports Media for being tonight's Warriors First Down sponsor. Other sponsors for tonight's broadcast include Shade Tree Landscaping, England Consulting Group, Evan Sturgill Photography, and Lonesome Pine Country Club. And it's the Sturgill Sports Media for the Warrior Nation's blog bringing you tonight's football action. And at halftime, it is the Abingdon Falcons 29 and the Warriors 14 here at Warrior Stadium. Kelly, have you looked up a couple of other scores in the area here at halftime?
Yeah, we've got a couple of scores to pass along, scores of interest in the Cumberland District tonight. There's a big showdown down at Eastside between the Eastside Spartans and the John I. Burton Raiders. And right now in the second quarter, the John I. Burton Raiders lead the Eastside Spartans. It's at the half now. The John I. Burton Raiders lead the Eastside Spartans 27-20.
Okay. I didn't, haven't seen John I. Burton play any this year. We did say Eastside. We knew they had a passing attack, but again,
Burton does as well.
Yeah.
Houston Thacker, very good quarterback for the Burton Raiders.
Again, the Raiders coming off that shellacking of Twin Springs last week. I believe I heard that game was like 55-0 at the half. So the Raiders riding along there in the Cumberland District in that huge heated contest. Probably my guess was that game would probably be for the bragging rights. Maybe even the winner of that one may come out on top of the Cumberland District.
Yeah, that for all practical purposes, that's probably your Cumberland District championship game. Another score of interest to pass along now: the Union Bears, with 1:38 to go in the first half, lead Morristown West 14-7. So good job there by Travis Turner and his Union Bears, who we will get a glimpse of here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, actually be at Union.
Yes.
Union in 2 weeks. Again, the Central Warriors, after tonight's game, travel for 3 consecutive road games. Next week, they travel to John Battle, and then the following week we go to Union. And then the third week in that stretch, they travel to Lehigh. And then come back home here at Warrior Stadium for the final 2 games against Gate City, and then to close the season, maybe the regular season, against Grundy.
Another score at the half: Chilhowie leads Virginia High 22-0. That Chilhowie team's pretty tough.
Yeah, again, Chilhowie coming off that runner-up finish last year in the Division I BHSL playoffs. Again, the Central High School band here comes out and performs at the half. Again, it's Homecoming 2018, or as the kids these days say, hashtag HOCO. HOCO 2018. HOCO.
Will you HOCO with me?
Not you. No. Is that to me?
No.
The answer is no.
No, the answer is no.
Yeah, from what I've gathered is, and you can probably speak more than I can, the underclassmen treat homecoming as a prom, because it's not, school's not like it used to be when you and I were in school. When you and I were in school, Kelly, we would have, maybe a dozen dances a school year. You had the back to school dance, you had homecoming dance, you had
Valentine's Day,
you had a winter dance, you had third Sunday or the third Friday in October dance. We had dances all the time. But again, we didn't have the entertainment, the social media, the telephones, or whatever the kids have these days. So
and now apparently to go to these dances, you have to, in order to ask, you have to use a prop.
Yeah,
so you have to be creative.
You have to propose to go to dances anymore, which in my mind really cheapens the one that matters later in life. Some of these kids. Sorry, Evan, but I don't know if my wife really listens to these games. So I don't know. I think
she may be.
Yeah, she may be. She's actually at work tonight, and sometimes she gets bored. But
my wife's at home. There's a possibility she is listening.
Listening to my voice is probably bad enough. My wife's at home, but anyway, these kids' proposals to homecoming, proms, are so creative that it makes the proposal I gave to my wife seem, kind of like nothing,
Here's the question now. As these kids get older and they find the boy or the girl that they're going to marry and they ask them to marry, does that individual go back and look on Instagram?
Yeah.
And say, is my proposal better than the one you gave?
So that's maybe that's the question of the night. If you're listening to us now, give us a shout out on Twitter. Again, it's Coach Coach K Foster, at Coach K Foster on Twitter. I'm Coach Wilson17 or Sturgill S Media on Twitter. However you want to get into, or text us if you have our phone number. If you were a student, this is for the older generation. This is for Kelly and my generation. Kelly, we've just reached, this is our dream right here.
This is it right here.
We're now back row. You're a Chris Ed. Anybody listening right now, give us a shout out. If you were today's generation, if you're an adult and you propose to go to a dance, does it have to top? Does your wedding? But man, you have to top it, right? You have to have a better wedding proposal, marriage proposal than you had prom proposal
or homecoming proposal.
And here's the thing for these underclassmen: they've got to propose for homecoming 4 years, right?
4 years,
4 years,
and then 2 times,
and then 2 proms, and then hopefully just 1 wedding proposal. That's 7 proposals, and you
better be watching some Hallmark movies.
Oh gosh,
you better be reading some stuff. I mean, you better be good because and all this falls on the guys. It does. On
the girls. Hope we're not losing any viewers, as we've already said. Our wives probably aren't listening. Again, Evan, we're apologizing if the viewership is dropping. Honestly, I think we might be increasing the viewership right now. We might just carry this conversation through the second half. But you have 7 proposals now in high school. 7. And they have to get better every year, because if it's worse,
because everything's on Instagram, so you can go back and look, you can research.
I guess maybe if you're the guy and you have a truly dedicated girl, maybe we've been married for quite a while. I'm going on past 15. You're the same way. You just kind of get to the point. It's just like, hey, just give me some flowers, a card. Maybe you have a good girlfriend that says, hey, just give me a card, or just ask. Just ask.
And that's the thing.
And I'll go.
And that's the thing. If you keep the same girlfriend or the same boyfriend, then do you even have to ask?
Okay, but maybe we need to get a kid up here. Maybe we need to get your son, and we need to ask him.
We can't ask him. We need to ask him. He's a rookie.
Yeah, we need to ask these kids' opinions. Does your proposal game have to elevate every year you are in high school?
This is a legitimate homecoming question.
This is legit. I mean, this is homecoming. Again, we've got homecoming festivities going on out here in the field right now. Again, everybody's out here. They're dressed up. We see bow ties and suspenders and sweaters, and the girls are all dressed in their nice dress. They all look good. Again, when we were in school, after the game, you went to the dance.
Yeah, you kind of went like if you were a football player. I mean,
you were sweaty.
You barely showered. Yeah. You just went in the blue jeans or some gym shorts or something. You just went on.
So
that was it.
So back in our day, if you were a football player and you took a girl to the dance, obviously you didn't care about proposing because they were going to the dance with you sweaty.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you were sweaty, you were dirty. Back in our day, you had to play on grass field. You hope it didn't rain.
Well, and back in our day as well, if you were a football player, you actually, if you were lucky enough, you got to escort one of the girls out during halftime.
That's true.
Could you imagine being the girl going out with the nasty smelling football player at halftime?
That is correct.
What's worse, going out with him at halftime or having to dance with him at the dance later?
Again, we've talked about having a truly dedicated girlfriend. So now here's the next question. Here's the next bad thing. You said this is the worst thing. We have now said back in the day.
Back in the day.
We've just aged ourselves. We said back in the day. Back when I was a kid, we had to walk to school in the snow and we didn't have a toothbrush. But, get off my lawn. We're old men now. We've gone off the rails. This is rivaling Chad and my pregame before the first baseball game of last season when the umpires did not arrive. We've gone off the trail.
I think it's a real question though.
If there is a kid, I haven't gotten a text. I need a text. I need a tweet. Anybody listening, and just weigh in on it. Does your proposal game in high school have to elevate every year? Does it have to elevate? We need.
And if you're a student, do you now start thinking, do I need to post this?
Oh, you have to post it. That's the only way people know what's going on in the world anymore. You have to put it on social media.
But the thing about it is, once you post it, it's out there forever.
That's true.
And you can go back and you can research that, and your significant other can look back and say, you know what? You didn't do as good a job for me as you did for her.
That's it. That's what gets you in trouble nowadays. When the following proposal to a different person is not as good as the previous one. But then again, that's all, who's to say what's good or not good? I guess that's all up to the women.
I guess it is.
Does it top the one from before? So yeah, I don't know. I wasn't that creative. I guess my proposal game would just be, hey, would you like to go to the dance with me? And, imagine this, though. Imagine you go all out and they say no. Does that get posted on social media? Everything's on social media nowadays. Somebody posts it.
Well, I mean, I guess it is posted. I guess it is a possibility. I think you may want to, maybe you secretly ask the girl beforehand.
Is this proposal good?
Is this proposal okay?
Yeah. Peanut is now, he's chiming in. He wants to talk football. This is a football game, but see what Peanut doesn't realize.
Peanut, the show killer.
Peanut doesn't have a proposal game. Maybe we need Peanut's significant other to come up here and chime in and ask what his proposal game is like, or I don't know. Yeah, he's a killer. It's Peanut the show killer.
Peanut the show killer.
He is killing the show. And we've got about 5 minutes and 45 seconds left in the halftime. And if you're listening at home, you're probably thinking, my goodness, that's way too much time to keep listening to this. But again, just to recap, again, the Warriors are down 29-14. Again, it's homecoming here, 2018, HOCO 2018 here at Central Warriors Field. HOCO. The Warriors trail again 29-14. We'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's contest, and I'm sure that a lot of them will be flooding in after this halftime show. Morgan McClure, Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia is tonight's game sponsor. Give them a call at 276-395-3333. Again, check out their new and used inventory. Again, thanks to Sturgill Sports Media, as well as Shade Tree Landscaping, England Consulting Group, Evan Sturgill Photography, and Lonesome Pine Country Club for making the Sturgill Sports Media for the Warrior Nation blog contest possible.
Yeah, we have some students walking around the stands here with a sign that says "Plot Twists, Seniors Win Again." I am assuming that is referencing the decorated hallways at Central High School. That's what I would assume. That could also mean that they are the reigning Spirit Stick champions as well.
Is Spirit Stick still a thing? It is. I know that at LF Addington, the middle school, they had a Spirit Stick that the 6th graders won. I think the 8th graders were a little upset at the fact that the 8th graders were not victorious, but the 6th graders won it.
6th graders at LF Addington, yes.
Yeah, 6th graders at LF Addington won the Spirit Stick. You'd have to assume, maybe it's a rigged thing where the seniors automatically win, and if they don't, they cry foul.
Maybe.
Again, we've got some homecoming festivities going on out there. I believe they're now crowning the homecoming queen for 2018. Again, last year's recipients coming back to honor the homecoming court here at Central High School. Again, see a lot of familiar faces out there as this presentation goes on. Again, we got about 3.5 minutes left here in the first half.
I do want to say this, on a serious note, it does take a lot to put on a homecoming week.
Oh, absolutely.
During the high school. I mean, these teachers and sponsors and things of that nature, they do a great job. Now they're crowning the homecoming prince and princesses.
Oh, okay.
Looks like Mr. Jack England walking down, receiving the Prince Award.
Yeah, Jack England, a freshman here at Central High School. Jack also a member of the Central Warriors golf team. Jack will represent the Central Warriors, or maybe has already represented the Central Warriors at the Region D golf tournament. That'll be Monday, according to Evan. The Region D tournament is Monday. Jack will represent, I believe he's the lone representative for the Central Warriors golf team. Again, coming in as a freshman, he'll be the lone Warriors golfer in the Region D, looking to advance to the state tournament. I believe the state tournament is held this year at one of our sponsors, again, Lonesome Pine Country Club. I know they held the Mountain 7 conference tournament at Lonesome Pine Country Club. I think Jack England shot an 80 in that competition, and to advance to the Region D title. The Warriors golf team was not able to advance as a team. Again, the way golf works is you can either go as a team or a certain number of top individuals advance, and Jack advanced as an individual for the Warriors golf team. So Jack England is the prince here for the underclassmen. Still about 2 minutes left here in halftime as we await the announcement of who the homecoming queen and king will be. Looks like last year's queen, I believe that's Julie Rutherford, being escorted out by her dad, Mike Rutherford. Now comes out to announce who the homecoming queen. So we'll step aside and see if we can see who the homecoming queen is.
We'd like to congratulate Callie Mullins for being named the princess as well.
Didn't quite catch the name there.
Maddie Collins.
Maddie Collins will be the homecoming queen here for the Central Warriors. And king and queen goes obviously to the seniors of the homecoming court. So Maddie Collins is now being crowned by Julie Rutherford at the 50-yard line. Again, I'm sure a proud moment for her and as well as her parents, as Courtney Jordan comes out, one of the senior sponsors, and presents her with a bouquet of flowers. Again, Julie Rutherford putting the crown on her head, as well as the 2018 homecoming queen, football homecoming queen. Now see who the king will be.
Landon Elkins.
And Landon Elkins will be the 2018 Central High School homecoming king. Kelly, when I was in school, we didn't have a homecoming king. Do you have a homecoming king? A
big old hat,
a nice crown, and a sash for Landon here. As again, we have our homecoming king and queen has just been crowned here.
I'm going to off that big red hat and that sash. He makes it look good.
Again, he had to duck down so Julie could actually put the crown on his head. He's considerably taller than Julie Rutherford is out there at the 50-yard. Both teams have come back out. They're in the end zone. We've only got about 3 seconds left in the half. I have a feeling we're going to extend.
It'll be extended by 3 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be extended just a little bit to give each team a chance to stretch. You see the official monitoring up here to put 3 seconds on the clock, or 3 minutes on the clock, and wind that. Go ahead and start winding that clock. Give each team time to kind of get loose and stretch before we go back to action. Again, it's Abingdon 29, Central 14. Homecoming proposals 3. And Peanut not wanting to chime in anymore on the homecoming situation here at Central.
Peanut's a busy guy.
He's a busy guy. He's adding up our stats. Obviously, 7 proposals, or 7 proposals is not a stat that Peanut wants to keep up with. So again, here we are again, Kelly. Come out for the second half. The Warriors will get the ball to start the second half, and we've talked about how big things are, momentum, and some pivotal things for the Central Warriors. And you'd have to think that on this opening drive, trailing by 2 touchdowns, driving it down, you figure there's probably only going to be a handful, 5, 6 at most possessions perhaps left in this game, and you'd like to start this opening second half possession off with a touchdown.
Yeah, you want to get points to start this second half. It's big for momentum. It's big for morale. We'll see what kind of game plan Coach Owens and staff comes up with here in the second half to try to keep this explosive Abingdon offense off the field. Abingdon showed the tendency and the propensity in the first half to be able to take the ball and score just about when they wanted to, really. There were a couple of good defensive possessions by the Central Warriors, but Abingdon running an up-tempo, no huddle offense here in the first half. We'll see what happens once the second half starts, and it looks like we have about a minute to go. The officials have taken their place back out onto the field, all of them presumably with their flags in their pockets.
If they drop one, they'll pick it up.
They will pick it up and they will wave to the press box.
Yeah, and say no flag. You mentioned the Warriors needing to drive the ball down the field and maybe eat up some clock and keep the Abingdon offense off the field. The Warriors' running game has not exactly had a lot of success tonight. C.J. Crabtree's pretty much been bottled up nearly all night. Matthew Boggs has had a couple of runs, not very successful on those as well. The big plays the Warriors have been able to execute seem to have been on some passing plays when McCamus has to scramble a little bit. He's found his open receiver on the scrambles, several different times. He's hit Dylan Short a couple of times on some scrambling plays. The touchdown pass to Short there early in the game in the first quarter. Was that okay? I'm sorry, Ben Bricky on the touchdown catch. Again, that was on a scramble, kind of a broken down play. Bricky released down the field and for that 29-yard strike. On the first play of the game on offense for the Warriors, a scramble rollout play by McCamus. He had it was a 4 or 5 yard gain on the pass play, but that's been a little bit more successful than some of the runs have been in this game.
Right. Isaiah's done a great job of extending plays, getting the ball up the field. On the defensive side of the ball for the Warriors, Tyson Tester with a big first half, had an interception to go along with several tackles. So good job by him. Abingdon is now huddling up, getting ready to take the field, and the Warriors kickoff return team is already out on the field. We're getting ready to start this second half, Chris.
Yeah.
The first half, very entertaining first half.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens here in the second half.
A week ago here at home, the second half is what finally undid the Warriors. Again, that Graham high-powered offense really had a good first half. The Warriors were kind of in the game, but then in the second half, the Warriors could get nothing done against that Graham defense. And it took all the way to about halfway, if not late into the fourth quarter, before the Warriors were ever finally able to pick up a first down. So tonight, the Warriors are going to need a little bit more success in the second half, and it all starts right here on the opening drive or opening possession as the Warriors are set to receive the kick. And it's C.J. Crabtree and Matthew Boggs at their own 10. It's kicked to Boggs again, who this time takes it at about the 12. He's out to the 20. He comes towards the sideline. He finally gets brought down at about the 24-yard line. So the Warriors will start this first drive of the second half at their own 24.
Yeah, here's a stat going into the second half. C.J. Crabtree had 11 carries in the first half for 7 yards. So that tells you about all you need to know for the Warriors running game in the first half. Just nowhere to go there for C.J. That Abingdon defensive line did a good job of clogging the holes and limiting his yardage.
And you reference it a lot of times. You got to keep sticking with the running game, and I expect the Warriors to continue to do that here in the second half. But let's see if they try something a little different. Maybe come out on first down and try to go through the air a little bit more to get something going. Lester goes in motion on first down. They'll hand it off to Crabtree, who crosses the 30. So a good first down gain right here for Crabtree. Lester goes in motion. Crabtree crosses the 30. He'll be brought down at about the 34-yard line. So it's about a gain of about 9. So second down and 1.
Yeah, the receivers get all the credit on that run there for CJ. They did a good job of sealing off the inside, allowing CJ to hit the corner, and good gain there on first down for the Warriors.
So the Warriors now with a manageable second down, something they haven't had a whole lot of here this evening. It's second down and 1. And the Warriors come out with 4 wide receivers, 2 to McCamus's right, 2 to his left. McCamus in the shotgun. This time it's Ethan Mullins in motion. McCamus hands it off to Matthew Boggs this time. He's met in the backfield. He'll be brought down at about the 32-yard line, so it looks like it's going to be a loss of 2. Looks like the same sort of play that time, Kelly, just to the other side. Instead of Crabtree on the run, it was Boggs.
Same play, but to the opposite side. And unfortunately for the Warriors, just nothing there on the left side. So third down and 3 now for Central. We'll see what McAmis and company have in store.
So from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 3, McAmis with 2 wide receivers to both sides. He rolls out to his right looking to pass. He sees nobody open. He fumbles the ball. He was hit in the backfield, had no one open. Good coverage that time by the Abingdon defense. McAmis rolled out right, had plenty of time to throw it, just unfortunately could not find anyone. Tried to cross field, and when he did, he was touched. And when he was touched, he lost control of the football, had to fall on it, and recovers it at about the 22-yard line. So it goes from 2nd and 1, Kelly, to 4th and 14, and the Warriors will have to punt.
Yeah, just going the wrong way, Chris, just going backwards. Isaiah was very fortunate there. He had the ball held low, had the ball knocked out, but got on top of it.
So Bowling stands at his own 8, awaiting the snap. Abingdon waits back for the reception. Another pretty good punt, end over end by Bowling. It bounces at the 40. Takes a Warriors hop inside the 35 down to the 31, where it finally trickles out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So about a 38-yard punt, I guess, right there by Noah Bowling. So pretty good job at least getting the ball outside of Warriors territory and putting Abingdon back at their own 31.
And as we talked to begin the second half, what a big drive it was for the Warrior offense. This drive becomes huge now for the Warrior defense if we want to stay in this football game.
So the Warriors are only able to keep possession of the ball for 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Again, the drive started pretty good, a 9-yard run by C.J. Crabtree. Unfortunately, the Warriors went backwards after that and were forced to punt. Booth takes the snap. He hands it off to Lester off to the right-hand side. He crosses the 35 out to about the 37, so it'll be a gain of about 6, bringing up a 2nd down and 4 for Abingdon.
Yeah, just too much on first down there for the Warrior defense.
So now the Warriors, again, as you mentioned, Kelly, need a big stop right here to get this ball back, especially don't let Abingdon get into the end zone and put up more points and make this deficit even larger. Again, Booth in the backfield joined by Lester. Booth will keep it himself. He's met in the backfield. Looks like number 62 that time for the Warriors was the first with the hit. That is, I don't have number 62. It's Eli Stallard on the tackle. Got Booth up in the backfield, so it'll be a 2-yard loss. Will make it 3rd down and about 6.
There's also number 9, Josh Price, in on the tackle for the Warriors.
And we've called Price's name a couple of times on defense here. Again, Price, Isaiah Reynolds, Eli Stallard that time on defense, yeah. Tyson Tester on defense. So a big 3rd down right here for the Warriors defense. It's 3rd down and 7. Booth drops back the pass. He's flushed out of the pocket. He finds a man wide open. That is Lester coming out of the backfield. He'll have the 1st down, finally be forced out of bounds at about the Warriors' 40-yard line. So, Warriors got some pressure on Booth with the defensive line. He bought just enough time to find Lester coming out of the backfield for the reception, and Abingdon has a 1st down.
Really good pressure that time on Booth, but unfortunately we had a breakdown in the secondary there.
On 1st down, Booth hands the ball off to Lester, who picks up about 5 yards off to his left. He'll be brought down at about the 35-yard line, so he'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 for Abingdon at the Warriors' 35. I'd like to give a quick shout-out to Fred and Jen Mullins, who are listening at home. We knew somebody would be listening to
Mamsie.
us. We didn't.
Mamsie will never let us down.
That's right. We didn't lose any listeners at halftime, I guess.
And Fred.
Yeah, maybe they were entertained. Hopefully you were entertained and you tune in to every Warriors broadcast. Booth throws the ball up for grabs over on the right-hand side. He was hit just as he threw it by number 20, Matthew Boggs. The pass sails high and wide, and that will bring up a 3rd down and 5 now for Abingdon at the Warriors' 35-yard line. Scoreboard says 45, Kelly, but it's actually at the 35.
It's at the 35. Big down here for the Central defense. Abingdon already to the line of scrimmage.
Abingdon with 3 wide receivers. Again, Booth in the backfield. He pitches it this time to the wide receiver, number 15. He's met in the backfield but breaks the tackle. He's chased and knocked out of bounds right around the 1st down marker. We'll have to see where they spotted. If I'm looking at the one official, he's marking him well short of the 1st. I'm going to say he stepped out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. And if that's the case, he's about 3 yards short, and that is the case. So they're going to say he was knocked out of bounds at the 33, so it brings up a huge 4th down and 3 situation for the Warriors with 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
Huge 4th down here for the Warriors as Abingdon comes to the line of scrimmage.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side. Lester in the backfield with Booth. They try to draw the Warriors off sides. This time they're unable to do so. The Warriors get back. Booth still going through the cadence down to about 7 seconds on the play clock, and the Warriors will get a false start penalty against Abingdon this time. So Abingdon trying to draw the Warriors off sides. Instead, it backfires, and false start penalty will move them back 5.
Yeah, Abingdon's big left tackle moved. Looks like I'm trying to see what the Falcons are attempting to do.
There's another penalty.
Flag just came down. We'll see. We'll wait and see what happens.
There's the false start penalty, and now I guess
he hit himself in the head.
Not sure what the other one is. They're going to meet. As we've seen several times tonight, the officials will meet up and decide what to do about this second flag that was thrown. We've got an unsportsmanlike conduct on Abingdon as well. So they go backwards 5, and now we're going to go back 15. So what went from a 4th and 3, Kelly, will now be a 4th and 23. Abingdon had the ball on the Warriors 33. Now they're back all the way across midfield. They're still marching it back. It'll go all the way back to the Abingdon 47-yard line. So a huge turn of events for the Falcons that go in the Warriors' favor. And instead of going for it on 4th and 3, Abingdon will be forced to punt. And Ethan Mullen stands at the Warriors' 25 waiting to receive.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Warriors. Now offense got to get the ball, punch this ball in the end zone. We have ourselves a football game.
And still plenty of time remaining here in the contest. We've got 8 minutes and 3 seconds left here in the third quarter. Low snap. Good job fielding it by the Abingdon punter. Good spiral punt. Ethan Mullins calls for the fair catch at his own 20-yard line. Probably a good call, as about 2 or 3 Abingdon Falcons were breathing down his neck there on the punt. Good job by the Abingdon punter, though. The ball actually skipped onto the ground a couple of times. He was able to get the punt away. It'd be about a 33-yard punt, and the Warriors will take over at their own 20.
I got to tell you, catching a punt like that's one of the hardest things to do. I mean, you've got 11 angry guys down at you. Your only job is to catch that football. Good job there by.
Is it the football equivalent of 7 proposals? No. Okay. Maybe we need to let
you had to be here for halftime to get that.
Need to let it go. All right. Warriors come out on offense now, needing a score to cut into this Falcons lead. We've got 4 wide receivers. Dame Lester goes in motion. McCamus pitches it to C.J. Crabtree. He runs it out to the right. He crosses the 20 where he'll be hit hard after about a 2-yard gain. And again, Kelly, every yard C.J. Crabtree it's hard-earned, and typically not very many of them.
I'm going to make a prediction that C.J. will be very, very sore when he wakes up in the morning.
And he's up to about 9 carries now for maybe 20-some yards.
It's 14 carries.
14 carries, yeah. He had, 7 yards in the first half, and he's got about 12 here in the second half. So not a lot of running room here so far for C.J. Crabtree in this game. Warriors come out for 2nd down and 7. They got 2 wide receivers. Again, Lester goes in motion. Low snap is fumbled. McCamus can't pick it up. Abingdon scoops it up. They'll run it 23 yards on the fumbled snap. And, Kelly, just like that, now it's 35-14, and the Warriors are in trouble.
Absolute backbreaker. That's twice we fumbled the ball inside our own 20. And twice the Abingdon has taken the ball and put touchdowns on the board. You just can't win football games doing that.
Yeah, the snap was a little bit low. I don't think it was really anything that couldn't have been handled. McCamus tried to bend over and pick it up, and before he could, the Abingdon defensive lineman ran right in. He just scooped it up and went in untouched. Never was touched by anyone. You had McCamus and Crabtree both standing there, both like I said, looked like they just sort of bent over to try to pick it up, and Abingdon raced in for the touchdown. The extra point is good, and now the Central Warriors find themselves in a huge hole, trailing 36-14 with 7:09 left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's a backbreaker for the Warriors. Had some momentum. Defense got to stop, forced a punt, and now another turnover. Listen, in football, you cannot turn the football over. When you're giving the opposing team extra possessions, it usually does not go well.
So this game was 22-14. Central had the ball, Kelly, with just under 3 minutes left in the first half. And 22-14 with just under 3 minutes. We have played just right around 8 minutes of football since then, and 2 Warriors fumbles has resulted in 2 Abingdon touchdowns, again, within 8 minutes of game time. And it went from 22-14 to 36-14, and now it's going to take a huge Warriors effort down the stretch if they have any chance at coming back in this game.
Yeah, and it's really, honestly, Chris, I mean, it's not really a whole lot that Abingdon's done. It's stuff that we've done to ourselves, self-inflicted things They have come back to bite us.
I mean, you look at some of the big plays, the 2 fumbles obviously are huge, and then you look at the 1 touchdown Abingdon scored on the sort of the jump ball deep pass that, Ben Bricky had a chance to either come down with or release the fleck. Abingdon's guy went up higher and got it, and it resulted in an Abingdon touchdown. Matthew Boggs takes the kickoff. He crosses the 15. Again, not a lot of room on that return. He won't even get it out to the 20. So the Abingdon kicker doing a really good job, Kelly, on that angled kickoff, pinning the Warriors back inside the 10 on the reception, and the Warriors are having a tough time getting it back to the 20.
Yeah, he's been really consistent kicking the ball, and he kicks it to that side every time. And again, Chris, we're starting deep in our own end. The Warrior offense now trudging back out onto the field. Down a few scores here.
Yeah, down at least 3 scores. Again, still plenty of time. There's still 19 minutes left in this game, but the Warriors are going to start looking to pick it up here a little bit, try to figure something out. On first down, they hand it off to Crabtree. Finally finds some running room up the middle. He crosses the 20, across the 25. He'll be brought down with a sliding clothesline tackle at the 26-yard line. So it's a gain of 9, just like the Warriors started the half off, the run of 9. Unfortunately, though, the Warriors still looking for that first down here in the second half.
Good run there by CJ, and that's something you can count on that kid all night long. He's going to run hard no matter what the situation, no matter what the score.
So the Warriors, again, with 4 wide receivers, 2 to both sides. They hand it off to Crabtree again, who goes up the middle. He'll pick up, I believe, the first down. Not a whole lot of room on the play. Looks like it's going to be a gain of about 2. They will give him the first down. That is a Warriors Sturgill Sports Media first down.
Yeah, we got to string a few of these together, maybe hit a big play. Got to do something here on this drive to give ourselves a chance. We have to give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, you figure possessions now at this point are going to be limited, and when you're down by 22 points, you've got to capitalize on each one. Play clock's down to 10 as the Warriors break the huddle. Again, 2 wide receivers to McAmus's left, 2 to the right. He waits for the snap. He takes it. It's another handoff to Crabtree. Looks a lot like the previous play. He tries to run it to the right. He'll be met in the backfield this time, though, Kelly. It'll be a loss of about 1. It'll bring up a second down and 11.
Yeah, it's tough sledding again for CJ. And, now we're faced with 2nd and 11. Probably going to have to put the ball in the air here, Chris.
So, again, you're down 22, and so far the Warriors have ran 3 straight runs to Crabtree, again, trailing by 3 touchdowns. The Warriors are going to have to look to pick up the pace here a little bit, look to take some shots downfield if they want to get us a quick score. McAmus in the shotgun, takes the snap, play action this time to Crabtree. McAmus is met in the backfield. He is brought down hard. Looks like by number you can't quite read these Abingdon numbers. Even when they face us, Kelly, it's hard to see.
Yeah.
But McAmus was brought down hard on the sack. They're going to mark him down at the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 9. Make it 3rd down and a short 19 here for the Warriors.
I believe that was Dylan Hale for Abingdon on the sack.
Starting to see some frustrated Warriors now out here. A few guys with hands on hips now trying to figure out what they can do to try to get back in this football game. Again, the Warriors trail 36-14. We were under 5 minutes in the 3rd quarter. McAmus in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He looks down the field. He stands in the pocket. He throws it up deep. Unfortunately, he overthrows every receiver by about 5 or 6 yards. Looked like the pass was either intended for Ethan Mullins or Dylan Short. Both were in the area, but unfortunately, the pass sails over their head. And on 4th and 19, out comes Noah Bowling for the punt.
Yeah, it looks like on that play we had 4 verticals going down the field. Isaiah just overthrew everyone.
Yeah, it seems like, Kelly, over the last, quarter of game time in this game, the Warriors have pretty much been pinned inside their own 20, what seems like for quite a while now. Again, twice they fumbled, a couple times they've had to punt. They've just, Abingdon has just kept them pinned inside the 20. Noah Bowling stands at his own 7. He takes the snap, gets the punt away. This is a high end-over-end kick. It's short. It will bounce at about the 50-yard line, trickle out of bounds over into Abingdon territory, but not very far into territory. The referee is going to spot it right at the 45-yard line. So with a 22-point lead, Kelly, Abingdon's going to take over with pretty good field position. Looking to, at this point, you figure, it's not looking too good for Central as it is, but a touchdown here would pretty much, seal the deal.
Yeah, and I really expect Abingdon to keep their pedal on the metal. I mean, just keep trying to matriculate, as the great Hank Stram used to say, the ball down the field. Stay in that no-huddle offense. Keep this Warrior defense on their toes.
And Abingdon comes out with 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left. Again, it's Lester in the backfield, joined by Booth. Booth pitches it to the wide receiver who is in motion. He crosses the 45 out to the 50. He continues to churn out a few more yards. He'll finally be brought down just short of the first down on the first down run. Looks like they'll mark him down about 2 yards shy. So it's an 8-yard run on first down, bringing up second down and 2.
Yeah, Abingdon using a little shovel pass there on first down. This is a play that if you watch a lot of NFL, it's something that Kansas City uses quite often.
I guess that counts as a pass play
does.
since it was forward. This time Booth hands it off to Lester, who fumbles the football. I hear no whistle. He will have a first down. It looks like the official to our side is going to say he was down by contact. And, yes, the referee signals it is a first down. The Warriors sideline wanted to fumble. Look closer to me, Kelly.
Here's the thing. I mean, the whistles came about 3 seconds after the play.
Yep. So it's a first down run for Lester for Abingdon. Booth in the backfield takes the snap. He hands it off to Lester yet again, who churns it up the middle. He approaches the 40-yard line. It'll be about a 3 to 4 yard gain. So, Kelly, so far it looks like Abingdon will be content with a 3-touchdown lead. Just continue to pound and ground it up the middle and see how much time they can chew up.
Oh, yeah, but in doing so and keeping in this no-huddle offense, it just wears on you as a defense.
Yep. So, again, it's 2 guys in the backfield. Lester comes off the field. Again, Booth in the backfield. Man goes in motion. It's a fake pitch this time. He hands it off to the fullback, who breaks it off up the middle. He's to the 20. He's finally chased down by Matthew Boggs, but not before a 21-yard run by Abingdon sets up a first down right inside the red zone, it appears, and Abingdon's in business yet again.
Yeah, Abingdon's rolling now. You know, as a play caller on the side of the Abingdon Falcons, you got to just everything you're dialing up now is going for big yards.
And everything's either a run up the middle to some of the running backs, or it's the little shovel pass. Again, wide receiver goes in motion. There is that shovel pass. Some good blocking out on the end by the Abingdon Falcons wide receiver. And on the shovel pass, it will go down as a 19-yard touchdown pass as Abingdon scores yet again, and that will make it Abingdon 42, Central 14.
Yeah, they went back to the shovel pass that they ran 2 plays prior, and 19-yard touchdown there for the Falcons. Warriors in serious trouble here in the third quarter.
And on that drive, Abingdon goes about 45 or 55 yards. They only ran what looked like 2 plays. It was a run up the middle or a little shovel pass. And everything was set up by that little shovel pass action with the wide receiver going in motion. Abingdon lines up for the point after the kick is up, and it goes right through the middle of the uprights. So that'll make it 43-14. And now, Kelly, we've reached that point in this game where it looks a lot like the Graham game did last week. Central kind of fought hard in the first half, kept themselves in the game, gave themselves a chance in the second half. But unfortunately, this time, I don't know if it's as much the high-powered Abingdon offense. Again, Abingdon's offense doesn't look anything like Graham's. You got to kind of give some of the blame this time to the Warriors' offense on those 2 turnovers. And since those 2 turnovers, it's been all downhill since.
Yeah, it's just, again, self-inflicted things here by the Warriors. And, you just got to wonder when this team's going to finally get over the hump. I mean, we've been in these games in the first half, and it's a play here and a play there, but those things add up over the course of time and really wind up coming back to get you.
Yeah, now you've kind of reached that point in the game. You referenced it last week. Now is where you start to see which of these guys, in the red uniforms for the Warriors, which one of these guys stands out, which one of these guys shows that, even though the Warriors are down now by 29 points, 4 touchdowns, which of these guys just continues to play hard, which of these guys continue to fight. Last week it was Matthew Boggs. Let's see if it's going to be him again or somebody else. The kickoff sails through the end zone this time. It was a low line drive kick. They actually put C.J. Crabtree on the left-hand side that time to try to receive that kick. But the kick sails over his head and goes through the end zone, so it will be a touchback, giving the Warriors the ball at the 20-yard line to start the drive.
Yeah, we'll see what Central does starting this drive now, down 43-14 here with 3:09 to go in the third quarter. McAmus and company coming back out onto the field. Dylan Short, Ethan Mullins, Damai Lester, C.J. Crabtree, Ben Brickey split out to the far side, Trips to the near side.
Yep. Again, McAmus in the backfield, joined by C.J. Crabtree. We have 3:09 left here in the third quarter. McAmus hands it off to Crabtree off to the right. He breaks a few tackles, gets it out to the 25-yard line. So Crabtree finds a little bit of running room right there, picks up about 5, and will bring up a manageable 2nd down and 5 for the Warriors.
CJ still running really hard. Looks like he got his shoulder pad curled up there. Damon fixed it up there for him. Dylan Short entering the ball game, as is number 6, A.J. Kennedy.
First time we've called Kennedy's name here tonight. Let's see what the Warriors look to do here on 2nd down and 4. They'll give Crabtree 6 yards on that previous run. In the Warriors with 3 wide receivers out to the right of McCamus. He takes the snap. He hands it off again in the backfield. The run goes up the middle. There's a fumble, but the referees are going to blow the whistle and say the play is dead. Looks like the run's going to go for I don't think it ain't going to go for much, if anything, Kelly. Maybe a yard for Crabtree on the 2nd down and run.
Yeah, just no running room there. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 for the Warriors. McCamus over to the sideline, getting a play call. Looks like Noah Bowling entering the game now for the Warriors. Haven't called Noah's name much on the offensive side of the football tonight.
Yeah, we caught him a lot there in that week 1 contest. Some hard-fought runs from Bowling there against the East Side. Broke off that big, huge touchdown run there in the second half that kind of helped seal the deal for the Warriors. But since then, not a whole lot of offensive production. With the Warriors down by 29 points on 3rd down and 3, the Warriors hand it off again to C.J. Crabtree up the middle.
That was actually Matthew Boggs.
That was Matthew Boggs on the run. It looks like he's going to come up about a yard short, Kelly.
At this point, you got to go for it, I believe. 43-14.
I guess so. You've also got to that point in the game, you're down 29 points. Coming back seems to be it's going to be a tall order, but you're also in that point of the game where these runs sort of symbolize, you're just trying to survive, get out of here without the score getting too much worse than it already is. McCamus in the backfield. It's 4th down and 1, and it looks like the Warriors pull the Abingdon trick and will draw them offsides. That is the call. It'll be an offside penalty. So on 4th down and 1, the Warriors draw Abingdon offsides. That will give the Warriors a 1st down and the ball at their own 34 with 1:04 left here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, when all else fails, just rely on the old ice play, and that got them offsides, got us a 1st down. Now a fresh set of downs for the Central Warriors.
So the Warriors, again, looking for some positive, maybe some momentum here as the 3rd quarter winds down. Again, the Warriors trying to score again. It's been a while against 43-14. At one point, this was a 15-14 game. McCamus hands it off to Matthew Boggs up the middle. Good job by Boggs to stay on his feet. He'll pick about 6 yards on 1st down, gets the Warriors to the 40. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 4 with 45 seconds left in the 3rd.
We are content to grind this thing out here in the 3rd quarter, Chris.
Yep. Again, the clock will continue to move here. We're under 40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, and the Warriors trail 43-14. And as I said, at one point, this game was a 15-14 game. So the Abingdon Falcons have reeled off 28 straight points since the Warriors cut it to 1 there in the 2nd quarter. McCamus in the backfield, trips to his right. He's going to drop back to pass this time. He looks. He throws a short pass to Dylan Short. It goes through his hands and will fall incomplete. It looked like it's going to be just shy or maybe right at the 1st down marker. Kelly, I'm starting to see perhaps why we're not looking to pass. McCamus doesn't have a whole lot of time to really find any open receivers. Abingdon doing a pretty good job coming off the ends with some defensive pressure.
Yeah, the last few times we've dropped back to throw the football, Isaiah's kind of been back there running for his life. But at some point here, going to have to try to push the ball down the field a little.
So it's 3rd down, and they're saying 3 now from the 41. Again, Abingdon packing the box. So they've got about 7 guys. McCamus hands it off to Matthew Boggs. Good spin move right there by Matthew. He crosses the 45. That'll be a Warriors, another Sturgill Sports Media Warriors 1st down. He gets out around midfield to the 49. Kelly, good spin move right there by Matthew.
Hey, good job there again by Matthew Boggs. And again, we called his name last week. Matthew continues to play hard. He's not looking at the scoreboard, Chris. He's just out there running.
So that's 2 Sturgill Sports Media 1st downs here on this drive by Central Warriors. Again, Matthew Boggs doing a good job with the legs. McCamus drops back to pass. This time he has a little bit of time. He throws it up deep. Pass intended for Ben Bricky down the left-hand side. It will come up just a little bit long. Overthrows Bricky. Bricky had pretty much one-on-one coverage. Didn't have a whole lot of separation there. McCamus just threw it up, hoping that his receiver could come down with it. Unfortunately for the Warriors, the pass was just a little too long.
Yeah, it's exactly what you wanted there. Ben had a step on him, ball just slightly overthrown. Now 1.9 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter.
So unless we have a penalty, this will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Again, trip receivers out to the right. McCamus takes the snap. He hands it off to Boggs, who runs it up the middle. Again, another nice spin move by Boggs. He's across the 40-yard line. That'll be a 1st down if it holds. There is a flag in the backfield. Let's see what the referee calls it. It will be a chop block on, or actually, I guess a chop on the Abingdon Falcons on the play. So that I guess 11-yard run by Matthew will hold again. Another nice spin move right there by Matthew on the run. It looks like we'll tack on a little bit more on the penalty.
Yeah, good run there, first of all, by Matthew. He's churning out some hard yards here at the end of the third quarter. So, in essence, what we're going to get here to start the fourth quarter is a 26-yard gain. Warriors will be knocking on the door as the first quarter begins, or fourth quarter begins.
Fourth quarter.
Yeah.
It actually looks like since let's see, I'm trying to wait. It looks like since there was a penalty to end the quarter,
cannot end on a defense.
The Warriors will get one untimed play here to end the third quarter. And the Warriors now have the ball in Abingdon territory at the Abingdon 29-yard line. So the Warriors having a little bit of success here on this particular drive. Matthew Boggs doing a big load of the running on this drive. Again, a couple of nice runs here on the last two plays by Matthew as the Warriors threatening to score as the third quarter has ended, but we will get one untimed play since there was a penalty.
This is called free football.
Free football, yeah, free football. Not overtime football, but it's a free play for the Warriors. Again, just like I say, free time to play. Warriors have three wide receivers again split out to the right. It looks like it is still Matthew Boggs in the backfield. Yeah, it is. I think it's actually Crabtree's back in the game now. McCamus takes the snap. He hands it off to Crabtree off to the right. He breaks a pretty good run off the right-hand side. He crosses the 25, will finally be brought down at about the 22-yard line. So it'll be a gain of about 7 as the third quarter finally concludes.
Yep, that'll be it for the third quarter. The Warriors will enter the fourth quarter trailing 43-14, but mounting a good drive here at the end of the third quarter. Some good hard running by Matthew Boggs along with C.J. Crabtree have the Warriors knocking on the door. And like you said, Chris, as we go into this fourth quarter, you start to look at, if you're Coach Owens and his staff, begin to look at guys who are playing hard. You want to see the effort. You want to see the intensity. And that's tough to do, being down 43-14. But, you're trying to build a football program here. You're trying to build a culture here. And these are the kind of guys that you want, guys who are going to continue to play hard, guys who continue to give you their best on every single play, regardless of what the score indicates.
Again, you look through this game, and we've talked about it before. It's kind of self-inflicted. The Warriors had their chances again. At one point, this was a 15-14 game halfway through the second quarter. Abingdon did extend that lead to 8, and then after that, 2 costly Warriors fumbles led to 14 quick points. And the Warriors' offense, unlike some of the offenses we've seen, is not a quick strike offense unless you just break off a huge run. So getting yourself in a deep hole really hurts. McCamus takes the snap. He hands it off to C.J. Crabtree up the middle. There's no running room this time. It'll be maybe a short loss or maybe a no gain, which will bring up a 3rd down and 3 here for the Warriors at the Abingdon 22-yard line.
Ben Brickey checking into the game now for the Central Warriors as Noah Bowling exits to the sideline. Damai Lester also into the game now for Central.
So it's 3rd down and 4 now for the Warriors. Again, the ball at the Abingdon 23-yard line. Central trying to get a score here in the fourth quarter to at least cut into this deficit. McCamus takes the low snap. He hands it off to C.J. Crabtree, who tries to go left. He's met immediately in the backfield. It'll go down as about a 5-yard loss, so a 3rd down and 3 situation now turns into a 4th down and long. And the Warriors will have to convert here on 4th down, Kelly, if they want to extend this drive.
Yeah, just nothing there for CJ on the 3rd down. It looks like we have A.J. Kennedy, Noah Bowling going into the football game. Now for the Warriors, expect McCamus to put the ball in the air.
So it's 4th down and 7. Last time the Warriors had the ball in this very similar situation on this side of the field, it was 4th and 13, and they connected for a 29-yard touchdown pass. McCamus drops back the pass. He steps up in the pocket. He's going to be met and brought down. And McCamus actually had a little bit of time, could not find the open receiver, Kelly. Stepped up in the pocket. Unfortunately for the Warriors, he's brought down with the sack at the 30, and it'll be a turnover on downs, giving the ball back to Abingdon.
Turnover on downs. Isaiah looked downfield, appeared no one to be open, and Abingdon was there to corral him and put him down for the sack. So Abingdon will now take the football over. I would be surprised if we see them in their hurry-up mode here in the fourth quarter.
In that situation, I guess, you'd like to see McCamus, on 4th down and long like that. Once
you want to give him
once you sense the pressure, just throw it up. If it's intercepted, it's intercepted. Maybe give your guy a chance to come down with a sack's the last thing you can have happen. And unfortunately for the Warriors and McCamus, that's what happened. Abingdon takes the ball. They draw back the pass here on 1st down. A little short pass out to the wide receiver on the left. He catches it at the 35. He breaks a tackle, gets across the 40-yard line. It should be right at the 1st down marker. In fact, they mark him out right at the 1st down marker. They will give him a 1st down. So it's a 10-yard pass here by Abingdon on 1st down. So, Kelly, up 29 points. Abingdon comes out and throws on 1st down.
Yeah, and they're back in the no-huddle offense as well. Looks like they want to hit that 50 mark.
I guess so. I guess Mr. Amberg wants to give his old hometown fans something to remember him by here. Again, the former J.J. Kelly graduate. They hand it off to Lester. He's met at about the 42. Hops with, looks like Matthew Boggs tied around his ankle. He hops about 2 or 3 more yards and picks up about 4 or 5. In fact, is that Boggs? No, that was actually Tester hanging on to his leg. So give Lester about a 4 or 5 yard gain. So 2nd down and 5 for Abingdon.
But you know what, though? Here's the thing. This is what they do.
Yep.
And so, it's our job to stop them. And our guys are going to have to buckle down here and play with some pride.
I remember being a coach way back in, back in the day, coaching basketball and playing against a team. And, we were losing and they just kept doing what they did. And, you had to stop them. You can't fault them for doing what they practice and what they do. On 2nd down and 5, Abingdon throws the ball up deep in the left-hand side. Good defense that time by Ben Brickey on the Abingdon wide receiver to break up the pass. It would have gone for about 30 yards had it been completed. But again, Brickey deflects the pass and bats it away, bringing up 3rd down and 5.
Good job by Ben running stride for stride with the receiver, able to break that play up. Brings up a 3rd down now for the Falcons.
So for the Warriors, again, we talked about just, some pride and just continue to fight. This is one of those plays where you just want to see some fight out of your guys. Again, down by 29 points on 3rd and 5. Abingdon drops back. They hit the slant pass across the 50 to the 45, inside the 40. He'll finally be brought down by Tester at the 38-yard line. So, again, on 3rd down and 5 right there, Abingdon not really looking to just run the ball and run out the clock. They hit the slant pass for a big gain and another Abingdon 1st down.
No, they're still playing football out here. And, with time remaining 9.5 minutes, if that's what they do, that's what they do.
Yeah, that's what, I guess, like you said, that's what they do. So Booth still in the game in the backfield. He's in the shotgun. Abingdon with 2 wide receivers. One goes in motion. There's that shovel pass again out to the right. He crosses the 40, sidesteps tackle. That was Matthew Boggs. You had him. He's hit on the sideline, breaks that tackle. He finally crosses the 25. Will be brought down at the 23-yard line. So the shovel pass goes for 15. And Kelly, again, several Warriors had him kind of corralled, but some good moves and some broken tackles gives him 15 yards and another Falcons 1st down.
Right there on that play, we're trying to push people out of bounds, and we're trying to deliver the big blow instead of just wrapping up and taking people to the ground.
So Abingdon again goes in the no huddle. Still 20 seconds on the play clock. There's another shovel pass. This time it goes to the left. He crosses the 20-yard line, finally brought down at about the 19, 18-yard line. It'll go down for a 4 or 5 yard gain. So, again, another pass play here by Abingdon. Up 29 yards, doing what they do. They continue to throw the ball. We're under 9 minutes, up 29, and Abingdon with the ball now looking to score again.
And you can see what effect the no-huddle has on a defense. A lot of our guys now have hands on their hips, kind of staggering to get back into place. Abingdon's ready to run another play.
Yeah, a lot of confusion trying to figure out where to go. There's the fake shovel pass. This time it's a handoff to the fullback. He crosses the 15 inside the 14, right at the 1st down marker. Looks like they're going to mark him just shy of the 1st down. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and very short with 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game.
Abingdon getting the play in from the sideline. Looks like they have some poster boards up over there on their sideline signaling the play in.
Looks like an old joystick or an old video game controller. Abingdon comes out again under the center this time. This time they'll hand it off to the fullback. He'll have the 1st down as he gets out near the 10-yard line. So Abingdon now setting themselves up for that, as you mentioned, the potential 50-point mark as they again lead 43-14 with 7:52. It'll bring up a 1st down and 10 situation. Didn't quite get it inside the 10-yard line, so Abingdon can still pick up a 1st down.
That's another thing that the no huddle does.
And there's a run up the middle by Abingdon. He'll pick up 11 yards on the run. It looks like number 41 again. That will be his second touchdown. Again, that's the fullback for Abingdon, number 41. It's William Seymour. He'll run it in from 11 yards out. And just like that, it's now Abingdon 49, Central 14 with 7:44. It looked like Central actually got away with too many men on the field. One Warrior was trying to sprint off the field, and when the snap happened, they didn't throw the flag down, so it might have been a free play for Abingdon anyway. Abingdon lines up for the extra point. Again, this extra point will extend the lead to 50 if it's good. There's the snap. It's a low snap. The kick is a low kick, but it does squeak through the uprights. And so with 7:44 remaining in the game, it's the Abingdon Falcons 50, the Central Warriors 14.
Yeah, now we've reached the point in the game also where this becomes a continuous clock, a 36-point deficit.
Yeah, once you get up by 30 in the Virginia High School League, the clock remains rolling. So once the Falcons kick it off, the clock will start and stay running unless Central can score 7 to stop the clock. I'm sure Central at this point would love to, if nothing else, tack on that extra touchdown, kind of like they did last week against Graham. If nothing else, just for a little bit of momentum, maybe just to save a little bit of face and make the score not quite as lopsided as it is. Again, Kelly,
this was a one-point game.
Abingdon has scored 35 unanswered points, and again, it was 15-14, Kelly, with about 3.5 minutes. Right about 3.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Abingdon scored that touchdown to go up 22-14, and Central got the ball back. And we were talking about whether or not Central should, try to score, run the clock out. And you mentioned, just get a first down, keep Abingdon from getting the ball. And sure enough, Central would fumble the second play of that drive. Abingdon would score a touchdown. And since then, it's been all Abingdon Falcons, and it's been a lot of Abingdon Falcons since then. The clock is now running. It's now under 7.5 minutes and ticking. We are still awaiting the kickoff here by Abingdon. Again, Abingdon's kicker has done a great job tonight. It probably goes kind of unnoticed by most people, but he's done a good job of pinning the Warriors back deep. He's angled his kicks to the right. This time it looks like C.J. Crabtree will be on that side to take the kick. But it will go to Matthew Boggs' side. It will go over his head, actually lands about a yard deep in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So Central will start the drive at their own 20.
That's a real weapon when you have a kicker that can kick the ball to spots on the field like this kid from Abingdon is doing tonight. So
yeah, we saw it last week too with Graham's kicker, but unlike Graham's kicker, the Abingdon kicker is not wearing green shoes.
He does not have on his green shoes.
It's not a green shoe thing. It's just some of these guys have some strong-legged kickers, and this is 2 weeks in a row that the Warriors have faced a team that has that weapon of a kicker who can kick it through the end zone. And that makes your offense have to march 80 yards. In some instances, the Warriors have had to go longer than that as they failed to get it back to the 20. McCamus in the backfield takes the snap. He hands it off. No, he fakes it and rolls out. He throws a pass to the right. It is complete. It will go for a Warriors first down. Didn't quite catch the number, but a good rollout pass, a good quick pass by McCamus out to the right. Warriors will pick up 10 yards. I believe it was to Ethan Mullins on the right-hand side. So it's a reception for Ethan Mullins. It will go for 10 yards and a Warriors first down.
Yeah, good job. Good catch and run there by Ethan. 5 minutes to go here. 5 minutes, 55 seconds to go. Let's see if the Warriors can mount a drive and get in the end zone.
And that was kind of a snap. McCamus just sort of sprinted out to his right and threw a quick pass to Ethan Mullins, who was able to pick up the first down. McCamus takes the low snap. It's another play action. This time he rolls out to his left. He finds another open receiver. He crosses the 40 across the 45. He's finally brought down at around the 47-yard line with a 17-yard pass. So now Kelly down by 36. The Warriors passing game has decided to show up.
Yeah, McCamus there with the zone read play action coming to his left, throwing it against his body to that was A.J. Kennedy on the reception there for the Warriors and picking up another first down.
So on those two pass plays, they've been quick pass plays.
Right.
McCamus, on that one there was a play action. It was a quick sprint to his left and then a quick throw. Takes another snap. This time he hands it off to Maddox Reynolds in the backfield, who is hit hard right at midfield. Another guy kind of pawls on late. No flag is thrown. Reynolds will pick up about 3, bring up second down 7. And Kelly, we also don't, it's hard to see these Abingdon player numbers. We don't want to just assume that all of a sudden the Warriors passing game has just found its click. odds are at this point, down 36, we're probably facing the Abingdon second-team defense.
Yeah, looks to me like there's a lot of different jerseys out there on the field than earlier.
Yeah, so again, you can't quite tell because, again, we play on turf here, so there's no dirty uniforms. McCamus takes the snap. He hands it off to Reynolds. He'll pick up 1, maybe 2 yards on second down. So after 2 successful passing plays, the Warriors hand it off to Reynolds on back-to-back plays. He'll pick up about 5 yards on those 2 plays, bring up a 3rd down and 5 with about 4:15 remaining here in the contest.
Yeah, we'll see. Look to see the Warriors go back to the air here again on 3rd and 5. We'll see if McCamus gets out of the pocket. Seems to do better when he's on the run.
He's got 2 receivers to his high side. He throws a quick hitch pass to Ethan Mullins, who catches at the 50. He breaks a tackle, or at least sidesteps a tackle, gets it out to about the 45-yard line. That'll be short of the 1st down by about 2 yards, but it will be a passing gain of about 3, but it brings up a 4th down and 2. So if the Warriors want to score a late touchdown here, they're going to have to pick up his 4th down from about 2 yards out.
Yeah, you'd really like to see these fellas pick up this 1st down here and get something positive before this game's over.
And they've got the ball on the Abingdon 45-yard line, 2 wide receivers to both sides, and we have a whistle and a timeout called by Central with 3 minutes and 28 seconds left. That's the first timeout that we've had called here in the second half. Again, 3 minutes and 28 seconds remaining in the contest. Abingdon leads the Central Warriors 50-14. We'd like to thank our game sponsor again here tonight, Morgan McClure Chevrolet, Buick, and Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia. Give them a call at 276-395-3333. You can check out their new and used inventory. And the Warriors have picked up 2 first downs on this drive. Those are Sturgill Sports Media first downs. So 2 Sturgill Sports Media first downs here on this late game drive. Again, Shade Tree Landscaping, England Consulting Group, Evan Sturgill Photography, and Lonesome Pine Country Club has also helped make Sturgill Sports Media for the Warrior Nation blog these games possible. The timeout is up. The Warriors break the huddle. Again, 2 wide receivers to each side of McCamus. He takes the snap. He hands it off to Matthew Boggs, who will get the 1st down. He crosses the 40-yard line down at about the 39-yard line. So a gain of about 6 yards for Boggs will keep the Warriors' drive going. But down 30, even with the 1st down, the clock continues to run. We're now down to 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, again, another good hard run there by Matthew Boggs. We've seen that play pretty much all night from the Warriors, just an off-tackle run to the right side.
The Warriors need 39 yards here with 3 minutes left if they want to get that late-game score. There's a handoff to Boggs up the middle. Again, another nice run as he gets out near the 30. It'll be a gain of about 8, bringing up 2nd down and 2 with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left.
One thing I like about Boggs is he runs hard and protects the football. Keeps both hands on the football.
Yeah, he's got that ball wrapped up with both hands. He's had a couple nice spin moves here tonight. He just lowers the pads and gets going. All right, 2nd down and 3. Warriors have the ball on the 32-yard line. 2.5 minutes left in the game. Boggs goes in slight motion. McCamus takes the snap, hands it off to Boggs up the middle. Boggs breaks a few tackles. He's down at around the 10-yard line. So a good 20-yard run by Boggs there on 2nd down and short. So the Warriors now got the ball down there on the 10-yard line looking to punch in this late touchdown score.
Again, Matthew hitting it up in there, running really hard. Looks like he may be a little tired coming out of the game. Maddox Reynolds enters the game now for Matthew Boggs.
And Boggs padding a few rushing yard stats here late in this contest as we're now under 2 minutes left in the game. Warriors have the ball on the 10-yard line. It is 1st down and goal for the Warriors. Maddox Reynolds now in the backfield. He takes the handoff, crosses the 10, gets pushed down at around the 6-yard line. So we'll bring up 2nd down and goal from just outside 5.
Yeah, Maddox with a good hard run inside the just outside the 5-yard line. We got about 1.5 minutes to go here in the football game. Love to see the Warriors punch this one in.
Down to 1.5 minutes left. Warriors break the huddle. Again, 2 wide receivers high and low. Maddox Reynolds now in the backfield with McCamus. McCamus takes the snap. He hands it off to Reynolds. Reynolds is met at the line of scrimmage. He might pick up a yard. So that'll bring up 3rd down and goal now at the Warrior at the Abingdon 5 as we have 1.10 minutes left.
1.10 minutes to go. McCamus looking over to the sideline. Damon Lester checks into the ball game for the Central Warriors.
And the Warriors not in a huge, big hurry. Again, they're down by 36 points, so we're now under a minute to go. You still like to see them punch it in, maybe a little more urgency just to try to score before the clock expires. Again, 2 wide receivers of both sides. McCamus takes a shotgun snap. He hands it off to Maddox Reynolds, who gets it near the goal line, waiting for a signal. There's the touchdown call. So with 45 seconds left, Maddox Reynolds punches it in from 4 yards out. And that will make it Abingdon 50, the Central Warriors 20, with the extra point still pending with 45 seconds remaining in the game.
Good job there by Maddox, and that is Maddox's first varsity touchdown as a Central Warrior. Earlier in the game, that was Tyson Tester's first interception as a Central Warrior.
In both of those players, freshmen. Maddox Reynolds coming out of J.W. Adams, transferred over to L.F. Addington. Again, Tyson Tester, the L.F. Addington product.
Right.
Kind of with the consolidation, you can kind of call them products out of different schools. Obviously they're going to Central High School out of those 2 schools anyway. But the extra point is good. That cuts the deficit from down to 50 to 21. So the Warriors, the clock won't run from this point forward. But again, the Warriors down by 29 points with 45 seconds left. For all intents and purposes, this game is pretty much wrapped. But we'll have to play out this last 45 seconds with Abingdon getting the football.
Yeah, I think now you got to start looking the next week. We go to John Battle. Not sure if Battle played tonight or
They
not.
did not. They were actually off. I checked their schedule earlier today, and their next game is against us. So they had a bye week this week.
Okay, so we're going to be heading to John Battle next Friday night. Certainly a winnable game for our Central Warriors. Hopefully we can get back on the right track, and I really think all these guys need is to get over that hump. If we can ever get over that hump, I think we'll be doing all right.
Yeah, again, John Battle and Abingdon actually played earlier this season. And, Kelly, I've never seen what just happened. We just lined up for the kickoff, and both teams were facing the wrong direction. And
we've had a little bit of everything.
We've had odd huddles. We've had referees picking up flags consistently. And now we just have both teams lining up in the wrong direction for this kickoff. 45 seconds to go. Both teams line up for the kickoff. And here it comes. It will be another short little pooch kick that will travel out of bounds at the 43-yard line. That will be a penalty on the Warriors. But at this point, it's not that big of an issue. Again, I believe the Warriors may be looking for an onside recovery. But again, at this point, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. But it does travel out of bounds. So Abingdon will take over with about 45 seconds left. And again, good field position, but you'd have to assume at this point to let the clock run out. In fact, I'll look up at the scoreboard and the clock is running.
Yeah, clock's running. And if you're a Central Warrior or a Central Warrior fan, you'd probably just prefer that it would keep running at this point.
So, again, we're down to 30 seconds left. The referee does signal for play to resume, so we will have to have one more snap as there's about a 3-second difference in the play clock and the game clock. Abingdon comes out. It looks like they can't quite tell if that's Booth again in at quarterback or not. It is not. The snap is high. They handed off a good run here by Abingdon as they cross the Warriors' 40-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 15. And the clock is now ticking. There's 3, 2, 1, and that's the game.
Jacob Page on that last tackle there for the Warriors, as the Warriors had a lot of new players in on that final play. Good job there by Jake.
So that'll do it here from Warriors Stadium here on the campus of Central High School. On Homecoming 2018, Abingdon Falcons roll into Warriors Stadium and take the victory. Your final score is Abingdon Falcons 50, the Central Warriors 21. Again, Kelly, we talked a lot about it throughout the night, and Central was down 15-14. They had a shot there early in the game. Looked like they were going to be able to hang in there and make a game. Unfortunately, a few costly turnovers late in the first half, and then there early in the second half really just sort of swung the momentum, gave Abingdon all the momentum, and they coasted from that point on.
Yeah, we just got some stuff that we need to clean up. I mean, you can't fumble the football, turning the ball over, penalties, missed tackles. Those things add up over the course of a football game. And at the end of the day, you look at the scoreboard and it shows.
And when you're playing a better team, you can't go out there and make those types of mistakes again.
Exactly.
Abingdon's probably the better team. I'm not trying to take anything away from Central. They had a chance to win that. Sometimes the better team still loses. But if you're going to beat a team like that, you can't make mistakes. You got to come out and play good, clean football. You can't turn the ball over. You got to punch it in the end zone when you have your chances, and make a few stops. You're still going to take a few big plays. The Warriors had some of those, but again, the turnovers, the mistakes, all those things, unfortunately, just add up, and in the end, it gives Central their 4th straight loss.
Yeah, that puts us 0-2 in the district and 1-4 overall.
Yeah, 1-4 overall as they head into John Battle next week. I don't think John Battle has a conference win yet either. I know John Battle played this Abingdon Falcons team earlier in the season, and Abingdon came out of that game with a win. This puts Abingdon up to 3-0 overall in the conference, but they still have games looming with Union and Ridgeview still left on their schedule. So the Warriors now will travel to John Battle next week. Here at Sturgill Sports Media, it's 3 straight road games now for the Central football team. Unsure of whether or not we'll be able to bring you those games. If not, the next time we will come to you will be when the Warriors welcome the Blue Devils of Gate City in here. That'll be, I guess, 4 weeks from tonight. When the Warriors take on the Blue Devils, and then the following week they take on the Golden Wave of Grundy. That would be Coach Owens' old high school alma mater there. We welcome them in for the last 2 games of the season. So, 4 straight losses by the Warriors. We find some pilot maybe next week. Go over and maybe try to beat John Battle. And you got Union after that. That's going to be another tough game. Again, just going right down the mountain there and playing Union. And then Lee. So 2 of the next 3 games, we don't know a whole lot about those teams, but we know Union's typically pretty good. But, 2 possible, winnable games for Central, maybe at least competitive games against John Battle and Lee. Unfortunately for the Warriors, you got to do it on the road. But, they need to go into those sites and try to get a couple wins.
Yeah, you just got to keep fighting. And sometimes that's really hard when you are 1-4. But you got to try to stay positive. You got to keep fighting. Good things will happen if you keep playing, you keep working, you keep trying to do the best you can, and good things will happen, man.
Yeah, but this time, you're having some adversity. That's when you see what these guys are made of. You see who still wants it. You look at on the field, we still see guys out there giving everything they've got. Bob doing what he's done these last 2 games in a couple blowout losses. He continues to work hard. You hope that type of demeanor carries over into these next few games, and if it does, then the Warriors can come out there with a victory. If the Warriors, if they get down on themselves, and you don't want to say it, but you have to think, if they just, some of these kids just throw in the towel, it's going to set for a long final 5 weeks.
Yeah, but as you look out there on the field, certainly tonight, I didn't see that. They mounted that last drive there to punch it in, and so you just hope that kind of spirit continues to prevail here at Central.
Yeah, so
we got a long ways to go, though.
Yeah, still got a long ways. We're at the halfway point. We're just halfway done with the season. Still got 5 games left on the slate, and as we said, 4 of those games appear to be games that the Warriors could be competitive in. You don't want to assume the Union game is not, but just based on what we've seen throughout the season and over the last few years, that Union game will be a tough one. But again, you have Gate City and Grundy and John Battle and Lee, and those could be, like I said, the Warriors could go 0-4 in those. They could go 4-0. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. We'd like to thank our game sponsor, Morgan McClure Chevrolet Buick and Cadillac of Coburn, Virginia. Give them a call at 276-395-3333 to check their new and used car inventory. Again, our first down sponsor tonight was Sturgill Sports Media. Our previous sponsors, we'd also like to thank Shade Tree Landscaping, England Consulting Group, Evan Sturgill Photography, and Lonesome Pine Country Club, who all help make this Sturgill Sports Media broadcast for the Warrior Nations blog possible. And the night score was 50-21 in favor of the Abingdon Falcons. Kelly, you got anything you'd like to add before we head out for the night?
Nothing. Just want to thank everybody for listening. Also want to just kind of throw out there that our youth football league Warriors will be in action here tomorrow morning at Central High School beginning at 10 o'clock. We'll be welcoming the Ridgeview Wolfpack from Dickinson County for a contest tomorrow. Our freshman group kicks off at 10. Junior varsity at 11, around 11:30, and then our varsity group around 12, 1 o'clock. So we invite everybody to come out and support these future Warriors as they take on the Wolfpack tomorrow here at Central High School.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to wish all those guys the best of luck in those youth contests tomorrow. Again, congratulations to all of the homecoming winners tonight, the king and queen and prince and princess. Congratulations to all of them. Again, thanks to everyone who helps make Sturgill Sports Media broadcast for the Warrior Nations blog possible. Again, your final score tonight here from Warrior Stadium is the Abingdon Falcons 50, the Central Warriors 21. For Kelly Foster, I am Chris Wilson, thanking Evan Sturgill. Good night.